From the birthplace of modern stock car racing, welcome everyone to the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway for round number 3 of Full Pedal Jackets Intimidator Cup Series, sponsored by JCB Excavation Incorporated. 170 laps for these guys are on tap tonight. It is our second trip to Charlotte, our first 4 points. And tonight, a large field of drivers will attempt to take on the mile-and-a-half track, see who can come home with a berth in the playoffs. So far, looking at somewhere around 25 cars will start this race. We learned last night, Tyler Bentley is on the pole. And the laps are very close together, and that is not changing here in this practice session before the race. I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be a good one. Laps are very, very tight, times-wise. With the new build coming out yesterday, and Charlotte getting a bit of a revamp, it runs a little bit differently, and it seems to create some really great racing. So we'll see what we have in store here just about 15 minutes from now. Some new faces, some familiar faces. It's a mix of both. We need to hear from some of the more familiar faces here in just a minute. But like always, we are brought to you by JCB Excavation and our friend William Rice. Definitely, if you live in the Northeast United States, go check them out. They are a huge help to us, and we are very thankful to have them on board for this season. And William is a great guy and a great friend to us. So, watch practice here as the Bentley brothers mix it up a little bit here on the track during practice. We're going to go hear from some guys here in the minutes before we get started. And I believe we're going to start with easiest, and that's last week's winner. If we're not interrupting anything in his team chatter before the race starts. And let's get him in here. Hey, Zach, it's the broadcast booth. You got me, bud?
How we doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Big field tonight. It's not the qualifying effort you probably wanted, but, I mean, what are your expectations? How are you going to get it done tonight?
I'm looking forward to a 170-lap race here at Charlotte. To be honest with you, it's just going to be about patience, I feel. We have the biggest field of the season so far. I feel like letting the car come in is going to be a huge aspect. We have tons of tire sets at our disposal, so it's going to be about pit strategy, patience, and keeping your car in good enough shape to compete at the end of the race.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to have to kind of come through the field to do it. We talked about it a little bit, the way Charlotte is run now. Now, how much has it changed for you guys as drivers, and how much of an adjustment is it going to be as we get into the first stage of the race here in just a little bit?
I mean, Charlotte's definitely changed a lot. It's going to be an adjustment, I think, for most of the field, especially if you haven't hopped on the sim and spent some time with the racetrack. It's definitely different, but we had a super strong effort last week at Vegas, got the job done there, punched our ticket to the playoffs. Tonight's going to be all about continuing that effort and hopefully remaining in the points lead.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I want to ask you a little bit about something that happened a little bit earlier this week, a little bit of a dust-up between a couple of teams here in our league. I mean, what happened in practice between Bentley and Team Fist that kind of led to some animosity, per se, and it kind of filled the viewers in on what that relationship is like right now?
Hey, I mean, I got to tell you, it was a bit of a dust-up. I wasn't too sure about the specifics of what was going on, but all I know is I'm focused on Team Bentley, and I'm focused on making sure that we're at the front every race. I'm not really worried about what's going on behind us.
All right, well, you got a little bit of work to do. We'll let you get back to it with you and your teammates, and best of luck tonight.
Thank you, Dawes.
That's last week's winner, Zach Camella. He'll be starting from, I believe, the 9th position tonight. So he's got some work cut out for him, but I have faith that he can get it done. He got it done last week from Las Vegas, and he hopes to get it done again tonight. I believe we're going to go to Clint McGill next. Clint, driver for Team Fist Racing. I will grab him in here real quick. Hey, Clint, it's the broadcast booth. You got me, brother?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Well, tonight we got a new track coming up. Well, a new track per se, but a new way that you have to run Charlotte. So, kind of, what are you expecting tonight, both for yourself and for the whole field?
I think it's going to be kind of a learning experience. We're out here, doing practice hot laps right now, so trying to get used to the new updates. It's definitely a lot different. I really hope we can all kind of keep it together and put a good show on for the fans. But I definitely think it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for everybody.
Yeah, definitely, and it'll be exciting to kind of watch y'all work through it. I want to ask you about something that happened earlier this week. I want you to fill the viewers in. It's a little bit of a dust-up we had in practice. The viewers did not get to see it, so I want to know, kind of from your perspective, what happened in the incident in practice between you and Nate Bentley.
Yeah, so we were out running practice on Monday like we normally do, and me and Nate kind of get into it. I got into his inside, and some heated words were said, and we had some heated words from teammates going back and forth. So, we've had a couple days to cool off. We'll see what happens. I feel like everybody's kind of had a chance to cool off a little bit, but, maybe that might come out on the track tonight. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, it'll be really exciting from up here to watch, and we'll let you get back to your team, keep running some laps, and best of luck to you guys tonight.
All right. Thank you, sir.
That was Clint McGill, driver of the 19 of Team Fist Racing. About a little under 9 minutes till we go green, or till we at least get gridded up here. Have not gotten a word from the pole sitter yet, so I believe we'll do that next. It'll be Tyler Bentley. Hey, Tyler, it's a broadcast booth. You got me?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man, well, you ran a great qualifying lap last night. You put it on the pole, so kind of tell me what you're expecting tonight from starting, as the control car here on the first start.
Well, hopefully a nice smooth race. Try to keep the car clean, but who knows? That's up in the air at this point. But try to keep it out front as much as I can. Anyways.
Yeah, well, it'll be fun to kind of watch y'all wrestle with the track tonight. And speaking of that, we've asked some other guys some new updates to Charlotte. Charlotte doesn't run the same as it used to, and even since the last time we came here. So take us through it. Like, what does it feel like? What's different about it now that we've had an update to it?
I've noticed the biggest change for me is 3 and 4. Especially early on in the run, you could pretty much flat foot it through there on the bottom, but if you do decide to do that, the car gets really tight, center off, and you wouldn't want somebody on your outside doing that. So there's going to be some times where not only myself, but I think everybody's just going to have need to take some give and take, and then after that, I think everything will turn out all right. So.
Well, all right. That is your. I don't know what happened there. That is your pole sitter, Tyler Bentley. Set a really, really fast lap last night and hopes to kind of run away with this one and get his first win of the official points season. About 6.5 minutes left now, so time to talk to a couple more people. Let's see here. We'll go to both Bentleys. We'll go from Tyler right to Nathan. We'll see what Nathan's got to say about tonight's race. Starts a little bit deeper in the field. He starts right around the 20th position. And so we'll see how he's feeling prior to tonight's race. Hey, Nathan, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, well, we come back to Charlotte. We've already run it once, and you're starting kind of deep in the field tonight. So tell us, what are your expectations for yourself, and how you're going to kind of work your way through the field here early on?
just gonna take my time and see what happens. No need to rush it, that's for sure. Plenty of laps to give us some room to work there. So.
Well, yeah, it'll definitely be very exciting to watch, and we've kind of talked to some other guys about this, but Charlotte, as I said, did get an update this past week, so take us through what you noticed is different for you as a driver trying to tackle this place.
It definitely handles a little bit different compared to what we ran earlier this week. It doesn't seem as slick, in my opinion. A lot tighter, but it's not terrible. I'd rather be a little tight than too slick early on. So, all in all, it should be interesting.
Yeah, it'll definitely be very interesting for us to watch as well. Got to talk to a couple of guys earlier. I wanted to get your side of this. So, Monday night, kind of something went down. I want you to take me through it. We had a little bit of a dust-up in practice. What was your side of it?
I don't know. I mean, I watched, we went back, watched replays, and went through, saw both sides of what happened. It was just a joking matter. It was, what I thought. I just said, repeated something that another team, Lanfear, had said to my brother prior week during a race, and apparently that did not go over well to be reused against them. I was meaning it just in a joking matter, but I guess things got a little out of control. So, I'm just...
All right. Well, it'll be kind of interesting to see how that plays out as we go on, but we'll let you get back to your teammates. Best of luck to you and the others tonight as we start to tackle Charlotte.
All right, thanks, guys.
That's Nathan Bentley, brother of the pole sitter Tyler. Some insightful words from some guys tonight on how the track's going to run, and you'll immediately notice. It'll be pretty easy to tell this place is going to run a lot different than we're used to. And I think as my last interview before the race starts, at least. There's one guy, and we heard from him a couple weeks ago, and I want to go back to him. We're going to try to get the first lap bandit Derek Preston. We're going to see what he's got to say about tonight's race. I said this last week, and it ended up being the complete opposite, but talking to him this week, seems like we've got a little bit of the character side of him back. So I'm going to warn everybody. I have no idea how this interview is going to go. You never know with this guy. Definitely one of the better characters in the league, and we enjoy running with him, and we're going to try to get a word with him here before tonight's race starts. At least if I can find him. Maybe I'm blind. And maybe we won't be getting a word from him. Not seeing him, so I guess we won't be getting a word from him.
Possibly get a word from him after the race.
Yeah, why not? We could try to find one last quick interview to do here. I think I know just the guy. See if we can get him in here. We're going to try to get Griffin Williams. Let's see if we can talk to him. Griffin, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
I read you loud and clear.
Hey, man. Well, hey, good run last week. You kind of got some momentum coming into this week. So how are you going to back it up? What are you looking for tonight?
Just looking to stay out of all the wrecks. I know the new update with iRacing, people are going to be getting used to the track and how everything runs. There's going to be some cautions. So if I can just stay out of those and just move up while everyone's taking each other out. So that's the plan for me. Just survive and just make slowly make my way
Yeah,
up.
definitely sounds like a plan. Well, as we get kind of deeper in the season and you know you can run fast, we can tell you've got speed. So now, what are your ultimate goals? I mean, obviously you've told us you want to improve, but now that you know you can run fast, I mean, what are we talking for a season expectation here?
Postseason, getting into the playoffs, that's the goal. There's a lot of fast guys in the league, and me being a newer guy, if I can season 1, make it into the playoffs. That's a huge accomplishment for me. And then after that, try to see as far as I can go. I don't think I can make it very far, but at the same time, anything can
And
happen.
we'll be very excited to see where you go tonight and on from here. Best of luck to you and your team, and go
Thank
get
you,
them
guys.
tonight. That's unsurprising, I guess. Yeah, that's the way I'd put it. It happens, right? I mean, practice is just wrapping up, so we timed that really well. And there we go. Cars flash off the screen, and we will begin to grid. So we'll go through the grid once we get guys onto it. We'll give them just a minute here to get gridded up before we start going through the starting order, most of which you know already from last night's qualifying session. 27 cars. Prepare to go for this one. Our biggest field so far, a really, really deep field of drivers and several that are very, very fast throughout the field. So going to be a lot of storylines tonight as we get into it here. You know from last night, starting on the pole, Tyler Bentley in the 55. Ran the fastest lap of the 20 cars that showed up last night to qualify. And he will start as the control car. Outside of him is Zach Lima. We know he is fast, and he qualified right outside of Mr. Bentley on the outside of row number 1. On row number 2, we got a new face of the league, Justin Kane, in the 12 Chevrolet. And beside him is going to be DJ Thomas, starting in the 4th position. Row 3 consists of Mason Hausman, new entry to Supreme Motorsports, and TJ Roberts at his own team, Get You Some Motorsports. Behind them, Brady Shue and Ron Holmes, the Bentley Motorsports teammates. And on the row behind them, on row number 5, it's Zach Camella and the Team Fist entry of Michael Lanphier. I think we are missing the car that's supposed to be starting in the 11th position. It is Clint McGill. He did not take the grid. So it was supposed to be McGill. It will be now Shane Weatherington starting in the 11th position. There he is right there. Bright yellow and black. A number 24 machine. New look for him tonight from last night. And outside him is Paul Ferdiani in the 66. We'll kind of let these guys get sped up here before we get to the rest of the grid. Now on 13th is going to be the guy we just talked to, Griffin Williams. Brand new look on that car like we talked about last night. Fresh look, hoping for a fast car tonight. And outside him in the 14th position is Rick Cadot in the 215. Behind them, it's Matthew Fleming in 15th and Marcus Miller, a new face to the league, in the 16th position. Behind them, it is supposed to be Matthew Fleming. He did not take the grid either, I don't believe. So it'll be Nathan Bentley in his spot now. And then behind Nathan, it will be Logan Ikra in the 18th position. Starting behind them, it is Jared Sherlin and the first lap bandit, Derek Preston. And we'll get to the rest of the grid just a little bit later on. Green flag is out. We're underway from Charlotte. Tyler Bentley gets us underway. And we're off to turn 1. Ooh, spread way out back there. Good for now, but we head off through turn 1 and off turn 2 for the first time. Feel kind of trying to spread out just a little bit. It's the 55 of Bentley and the 5 of Lima racing towards turn 3. Kane is there, Hausman is there, Thomas is there. Yeah, 10-4. What's it say the flag is for? Gotcha. So Lima leads off turn 4. He took the lead from Tyler Bentley, who falls near the clutches of DJ Thomas for 3rd. So Bentley's losing some ground early, but
That's the
For
same
now,
kind
it's
of
Lima.
strategy we saw him do the first time we were here. He decided to let off and let some guys by him so he could be there later on in the run.
yeah, definitely, and very early still And you'll start to see, you kind of see it with DJ right now. He's running way up the racetrack. It's kind of like we were talking to the drivers about, the track running a little bit differently than it used to. But they were talking about getting adjusted to it and a good racing line down. And it looks like we've sorted out pretty well so far. So it's Lima and Hausman pacing the field. Thomas and Justin Kane are the top 4, and I believe TJ Roberts has taken 5th from Bentley. So Bentley on kind of a free fall here as we take lap number 4. But all clean so far. I'll kind of move back through the field, see where the first battle is taking place. Bentley Motorsports, a strong early run. Lanfear as well. He finds himself in the top 10. First real battle is right here around the 10th position with Shane Weatherington. That's where the cars are closest right now. See Shane's running the top. Well, the top, I say, running about the middle of the racetrack. Ron Holmes is back here. Rick Godot is back here. Freddie Annie is back here. Marcus Miller. He's made up a few spots so far. There's Matt Fleming. P15 right now. Here's your battle. Jonathan Hannon and Tyler Bentley, or not Tyler Bentley, excuse me, Nathan Bentley, are battling for the 17th position. And it looks like Nathan's going to get that spot, battle up in front of him. Wow, it's quite a hornet's nest up here. Fleming, Ikra, Miller, Ferdiani, Cadot, Holmes. Big group right here. The battle is for 13th position right now. It's Ferdiani's spot. You see it right there. We were talking about it. Marcus Miller slides up the racetrack trying to run the bottom. In turns 3 and 4, you heard guys talking about it, especially Tyler Bentley talking about 3 and 4. Having to give and take. Luckily, Marcus getting off the throttle. Look at Carp start to push again. He's sliding up in front of the 66. Everybody lifts, though, keeps it together. Fleming's going to go underneath the 66 of Ferdiani, though. And that gives Logan Ikra a chance to get under Nathan Bentley. Nathan Bentley's on the move right now. He started back around the 20th position, but is all the way up to the, I believe, the 16th position so far, but he is seriously moving as we get going early on. Marcus Miller way up the racetrack there. It's a good run off, though. This is where your closest battles are happening right now.
You'll see something a little bit different here as what you may have seen from our last races. A lot of these guys are going to be running up closer to the wall. There's a lot more grip early on. Oh!
Right there. There it is. Car's going around. Cadot's in the wall hard. And, oh, man, a big wreck. Big wreck. Cadot is in it. Tanner Brooks is in it. Adrian Piedra is in it. Big damage for some cars here. Griffin Williams is in it. Clint McGill, I don't think actually got in the wreck. I think he was behind the field.
We can go back
He's
here.
trying to weave his way through some damaged race cars. Derek Preston is in it. On Price, looks to me that car is okay. Paul Ferdiani is in it. He's got damage on the front of that machine. Steve Korsek was by it. I don't know if he's in it, but he was definitely by the wreck. Appears to be there some damage on the right front of that machine. Saw Jason Kelly get in it as well just a little bit. John Gallagher in it a little bit as well. A huge wreck.
Yeah, it looked to be another case of what we expected. Some guys maybe driving up hard out of the corner. I believe we're on the wrong car here.
First.
We'll
First at pit road.
I'm sure, yeah,
Oh, wow.
we'll see a lot of guys coming. It'll be interesting to see if anybody who wasn't involved maybe pits to try to take advantage of the situation and stretch out their fuel to the end here.
So you're seeing guys start to come off, and if I saw that correctly, I think most drivers take 4 tires. So as expected, wow, guys losing a lot of spots on pit road. Ron Holmes, Shane Weatherington, Ikra, Marcus Miller, Brady Shue losing a ton of positions on pit road. But we will kind of... What was that, DJ? Sorry, brother, we're trying to broadcast. (10-4), hang on. Black flag's cleared for passing under yellow. These guys were damaged and not in the right spot.
Looking at the pit stop times here, it looks like our current leader, Clint McGill, is the only car out of the top 10 who did not come in and pit. Might be the only car on the track who did not come in and pit. But pit stop times here looking a little different. So you see Lima and Tyler Bentley down under, and TJ Roberts down under 15 seconds. Then you have a couple guys around them, Mason, DJ Thomas, Justin Kane, Michael Lanphier, all up into the 15-second time. So that may be showing which of these guys out here is getting the opportunity to save a little bit of fuel and get those tenths of seconds cut off their pit stop time here. And it's looking good for Lima if that's the case, being the second pit box up there and coming in with the second fastest stop, I believe, out of these top 10.
So under the pit stop there, should got a new leader off pit road. Well, no, we don't. I believe Derek Preston's tail end of the lead lap. He is. We do have a new leader, though. It's Clint McGill. So he did start a little bit late. I don't know if he came to pit road. He kind of stayed out. But for now, he is the leader. And will actually get to wave around the pace car. I believe he's on the lead lap. So he will be on the tail end of the lead lap. He'll just go to the back of the field. And he'll get around the pace car. Which, while I have a second, does look different. I haven't just noticed this. Yeah, it's a new pace car. Interesting.
So that was added with the new update. They switched to a non-manufacturer pace car in iRacing. Do very much like the look of it.
It looks like Audi, Aston Martin, kind of something like that. So here on the restart will be Mr. Clint McGill. Rest of the field looks relatively the same. Lima second, Thomas third, Houseman fourth, Roberts fifth, Bentley sixth, Kane 7th, Lanphier 8th, Fleming 9th, and Weatherington 10th. Biggest dropper there, I think it was Brady Shue. He was up inside the top 6 or 7 cars, and he's back to 14th. 3 cars a lap down, Griffin Williams, Rick Cadot, and Tanner Brooks. They were all involved in that wreck. Long way to go. Means they can get that back, though. We'll get a little bit of wider, well, what I thought was going to be a wider camera angle for the restart. We'll see. So many cars in the field. Kind of want to see what's going on. Coming off turn 4. Pace car makes the left turn to pit road. Field in the hands of Clint McGill. Green flag. We're off and running on lap 13. Oh, McGill doesn't go. They made it. They made it to the green flag, though, so I don't think...
Oh, 3 wide in the back, I believe. That's Brady Shue.
3 wide. Around Brady. Over the radio, he missed a shift.
It is the benefit about, like I was saying, how they added in the new track dynamic here. Going 3 wide isn't as dangerous. It's still a little bit scary through 3 and 4, but through 1 and 2, you can stick the top and it won't hurt you as bad. And
some guys getting really, really logged down behind the 19 on the bottom. The 19 must not have fresh tires. TJ Roberts, Shane Weatherington, 2 of them. They're just dropping like rocks right now. Stuck behind the 19 for now. It's Lima out front. It's a lot similar to what we saw at Las Vegas. Some of the faster cars up front. Most notably, compared to last week, is Michael Lanphier running there in P4. A really strong run for him early up from 10th
see a
position.
little bit
Oh,
of
they were
spin.
scattered in the back. Caution is back out. Eric again in the back. Well,
Couple cars off into the grass there.
well,
Let's go back here and see exactly what happened there. I saw somebody maybe get a little bit tight in the same situation we had before, maybe too wide, getting tight coming across the start-finish line. We'll look at it.
I'm looking for cars with damage, and I don't see any. Yeah, I'm kind of... Oh, 34 Marcus Miller. Front end of that car is not looking too good for him.
Oh yeah, it looks like the 19 maybe got a little tight and rode up into the wall and in front of a couple of other guys who are running pretty fast behind them.
Oh! The engine's just gone on the 34. Luckily, I don't think he's got enough speed to make it around. He does not. He is coming to a stop on the backstretch. So, first start not going too well so far for Marcus Miller. He's pulling to the left on the apron of the back straightaway, and he will.
I saw in the middle of that caution we had there, Brady Shue got hit by about 3 or 4 cars, and I just saw that Chase Elliott paint spinning through the air like a helicopter blade. So
Tough break for some guys early on. Brady kind of got stuck deep in the field after the pit stop, and unfortunately pays for it here early in this one. Lucky dog is Griffin Williams. He gets his lap back. He'll be back on the lead lap. Be 26 cars on the lead lap here. And we assume, well, it'd probably be 25 with Marcus Miller. Well,
he does
there's
have
Marcus
a fast repair. If he can get
thought I
towed
saw him
back,
going up here road, and yeah, there he is. So
yeah, if he can get
Unfortunate
towed
stuff.
back in time, he may have a chance here. Now the speeds are about the same as Las Vegas, so
Jared
it'll be
Sherman and Clint
interesting to
McGill on
see.
pit road as well, and Ron Holmes is also on pit road.
Yeah, I saw that 19 car, like
I
you
got
were
sure.
saying, was diving back, and then it just looked like coming out of turn 4, like we were saying, like these guys have been saying. You know, it's really, really tight. And same thing as the first caution. We saw a guy go right up into the wall, and once you got somebody behind you going significantly faster here, especially with this new update, it just shoots you right off that wall like you were shot out of a cannon sometime.
So where in the world was Lehman going? All right, well, okay, right-hand turn towards the outside wall, but playing some games.
Might be trying to get acquainted with it now rather than during the race.
Rather go do it now than later on during the race when you're under green. Not quite one to go yet.
And this is about what we expected out of these guys. Now they've ran a lot cleaner of a race than what we originally thought, but with the track conditions being completely different, it basically threw out our entire practice session that we had. And this is 30 minutes in for some of these guys on a complete new handling track, so it's unfortunate to see some of these guys get taken out, but we have a lot of new names in here, and a lot of these guys who are up near the front, it's their first time being up this high, this deep into a run. So
About 19 laps on the board, so hopefully some of the guys who hadn't figured out the track quite yet have now figured it out. So the field should take one to go here when we get to lap number 20. So we'll come to the start-finish line.
with these early cautions, I think it'll be interesting to see if we have a situation same as what we did last week, where where some of these guys who are out in the front coming to the stage run out of fuel, or if they'll be able to save enough to make it to the end.
Yeah, so almost halfway through stage 1. I've got two things going at once. I'm trying to listen to you and I'm trying to listen to them. So we are almost halfway through. Stage. Oh, they're talking about everything you could possibly talk about.
Beautiful. Some of these guys
Some
probably
stuff-
want to get on the radioactive, I'm sure.
Some stuff I could say on here. Some stuff really better suited to wait for radioactive.
Yeah, for those of you out there watching on YouTube, our radioactive from our Daytona race will be going up sometime shortly after the conclusion of this race, so you get a little bit of a 2-for-1 whenever it comes to full pedal jacket content tonight. As well as one thing we haven't mentioned is we have another special event coming up this Saturday. It's going to be the Win Steve's Tickets race, as far as what I know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one. A couple of free tickets going to be given out to race at Bristol Dirt later on in March.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later, probably during one of the stage breaks. Still in the hands of Zach Lima. Green flag back in the air. He gets a good start, and we're back off and running on lap 21. So Lima clears, well, and immediately back under yellow. Wow, so we made it to turn 1.
I'm seeing Griffin Williams' name in this one as well.
Alright, so we went green, we're right back to yellow, so we'll watch the wreck first. You'll see it on your screen.
Oh my!
I can't see it, so...
Yeah, it looks like about middle of the pack. I'm not entirely sure who it is. Somebody may have missed a shift, or there was a little bit of a checkup, but coming to the stripe, I saw 4 wide. Maybe got a little bit of a lifting from guys due to that. Caused Marcus Miller, it seems, and Griffin Williams to make contact, and right into the back of Rit they go, spinning him around. Unfortunate for some of these guys, but it doesn't look like too bad of damage, so for a 1.5-mile track, they probably will just be coming in to take some optional repairs.
And if you give me just a quick sec here.
This is about the same as what we saw from Las Vegas. We do have quite a large number of cars here compared to the races that we've had in the past, as well as a very large amount of these guys being new drivers. So we're gonna give them some time here. I expect to see them figure it out sometime before the first stage. Guys are gonna know, you know, what to expect on these restarts and how everyone around them is going to be racing, but it's just kind of how it goes. It's just short track racing, as they say.
Yeah, as Denny Hamlin infamously said, at least. So, talking a little bit more about what we were talking about right before the green flag, before we were rudely interrupted. Yeah, Saturday, we're going to be bringing you the Win Steve's Tickets 250, and that's a money race. Well, not a money race, but a similar concept to the money race you saw last Saturday, the Dale Cup 250. The winner, though, it's winner take all this time, and the winner gets 2 tickets to the Food City Dirt Race in Bristol on March 28th. So a lot on the line. A lot of entries already for that race, so don't miss it. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
Especially since iRacing has updated the plate racing mechanics. It's going to be a learning experience for guys, and it should create some really, really solid racing. So be sure to come back, check it out, and we will be bringing it to you right here from this very channel.
After looking at this first couple of laps here, Dawson, what are you thinking these guys are going to be expecting here for the next 25 laps to the stage?
Well, I mean, it kind of depends. The first 9-10 laps or so looked really good. The guys got settled out and got to actually learn the racetrack a little bit if they hadn't already, or settle in and find their spots. There's good racing all through the field, so could go both ways. Could have a little bit of a wreck fest here till the stage, or hopefully a green flag run. Guys can kind of get better adjusted to the racetrack. Lots of cars on track, so it's good to see battles all the way through the field. It's been a good one so far, and I know it'll continue to be that way, especially once we get into the last two stages.
Yeah, very much so. I'm expecting now. I know from some practice that we did here after the update came out, as the sun sets, is what we're expecting, especially with these early cautions, and this race turned to more of a night race. There's going to be a lot more grip all over the track, and with the rubber being laid down. So I'm expecting to see some guys. Maybe at the end of the race, we'll have some 3-wide racing all the way around the track for the win. I would not be surprised if that's something that we saw, especially with how grippy this Highline is.
I would hope so, yeah. Because I know when we go green, these guys know how to race. They know how to race well. And I know they are plenty capable of putting a good show on for us. So we will go back to green on lap 26. Dead even halfway through the stage. So we're racing to lap 50 for the first stage, and the end of lap 50, I should say. Order up front, still relatively the same. Lima, Houseman, Bentley, Landfear, Thomas, Kane, Fleming, Hammond, the top 8 now, with Ikra and Roberts finishing out the top 10.
You know, what a run this has been for DJ. I know last time we were here, we saw him stay up front for about 6 or 7 laps before he started to fall off through the back of the field, but it seems like he's put some more time in and turned some more laps here, and he's able to stay pretty consistent through these runs.
Yeah, a couple guys with good runs so far, good gains through the field. Biggest mover so far is, I'm looking at it, give me a sec, it's Adrian Piedra running in 13th. So he's up 15 spots from his starting spot. He started shotgun of the field in 28th. So a great run for him so far.
Green, green, green.
Lima, that brings us down to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. We're back up and running on lap 26. Better start for Houseman that time. Not a good start for Michael Landfear in 4th. He's going to lose some spots as we head towards turn number 1. So Houseman tucks in behind Lima, and he's really close to him this time. We'll see if he makes a move for the lead. He may try it here. Off into turn 3 for the first time on this restart. Houseman to the bottom of the racetrack. And he's sticking. Slides up a little bit, lifts. Battle for the race lead. Lima, good run off turn 4 on the high side. Pulls back ahead of Houseman, leads the lap. Houseman's there. This is a better spot to pass in 3 and 4, but not yet. They're going to swap. Houseman rolls up to the top of the racetrack. We'll try to carry some speed.
Don't look now. The Tyler Bentley is starting to roll up through underneath a Mason now, too.
Yeah, man, it's just so crazy to see these guys running different lines and to see guys run on the top more than they did in the past. It's a great sign of good racing. And these guys actually have to strategize where they end up. Houseman, you see him running the top. He's got some good speed up there. He is not letting Lima get away from him. 2 car lanes separate the 5 and the 17. Thomas has slipped through to 3rd. Bentley in 4th and Landfear in 5th. Fleming is up to 6th. Well, he was. Now he's back to about 8th position. In a battle actually for 7th with Jonathan Hannon. First battle on track looks to be for 4th. We'll see if Landfear can make any kind of move on Tyler Bentley. Well, or as I say that, battle for 2nd. DJ Thomas looking underneath Mason Houseman. They're side by side down the backstretch. Just going to let Tyler Bentley get back to him. And wow, he pulled up really, really quick, and he is there.
Yeah, with the new model on these cars, you can really pull someone back to you. if you're right on that quarter panel. And I think that's what we're seeing here. Guys race, and it's letting Lima just run away with this.
Yeah, you saw Hausman kind of get pulled back a little bit as DJ went out on the bottom, kind of pulled the car backwards, trying to get up alongside him. So Hausman keeps second. Yeah. Hausman back through to second, Bentley back through to third. Battle on for fourth, but it looks like Thomas is going to keep that spot and try to take Justin Kane with him. They're wrecking off turn 4. Big wreck off turn 4. It's Lanfear. Slides through the grass. Jason Kelly through the grass. No caution, no caution, no caution. Still green. Justin Kane is in it in the 12.
I think, yeah, everybody either kept it rolling or went off into the grass there, so it's definitely going to be no caution still. Very interesting, but we allow iRacing to throw all the cautions here unless it's something absolutely dire, like we saw in the Daytona race.
So Lima stretched his lead, battles on for second. It's Bentley and Hausman. And you see, I mean, the inside just isn't, well, maybe it did work right there. I did hear from some guys, the later we get into a longer run, the better the bottom works. Tyler Bentley is proving that. See if he can make the pass, though. Not quite clear. Field is way spread out now. Hausman rolls it in on the top. Bentley gets a good run off and slides up in front of him. So Bentley takes second. Lima still your race leader. Pretty much a 3-car group here for second place. And Roberts has scooted through to 5th. Fleming 6th. And a guy on the move right now is Adrian Piedra. He's up to 7th place right now and still moving forward.
21 positions gained for him in this race so far.
Yeah, he is definitely on the move. Trying to look for P6 right now on Matthew Fleming. Battle's back on for third. Thomas was underneath Hausman. I saw Mason Hausman was running the top still. And Thomas does get around him. He slides in front of him. So Piedra actually got past Fleming right there. He's up to 6th. He starts to work on TJ Roberts for 5th. Piedra is on the move.
Wow.
And he passes Roberts for 5th. Man, Piedra is flying right now.
It looks like that car just gained another gear through this last lap.
Later the run is gone. Seems like the faster he gets, that car is on rails right now. And he'll start to work on Hausman for 4th here. He'll try to work up to the back bumper. You see where he's running. I mean, he's running really high on the racetrack. So, great run for him so far. Roberts still here. Fleming still here. Hammond hanging around in the 8th position. And then there's a battle on for 9th between Zacamella and Steve Korstek. That's a very familiar battle for these two. The battle is on for 9th. Michael Lanfear got a lap down after that incident off turn 4. Luckily for him, stage caution comes up in about 13 laps. Battle's still raging on for 9th place here. We got a good one.
Yeah, these two cars, it
between
looks
Camella
like,
and Korstek.
Looks like the high side is working a little bit better. You saw through that entire run there. Camella was choosing the bottom lane. Steve was choosing the top lane, and Steve poked out ahead of him. Now they're going to switch.
Camella had to lift out of it. He wanted to stick his nose back in. Thought better of it. Wade said he's going to wait till later in the race and work on it later. So Korstek through to the 9th position. And don't look now. If I saw that right, Piedra's up to 4th. He passed Hausman while we were looking at another battle. This dude is flying right now.
Looks like we have some Justin Kane fans who are unhappy with his performance so far out in the Twitch channel.
Oh, no. He'll be all right. Still on the lead lap. Coming up to a stage caution. He'll be right back in it. You know he's fast. Just kind of got caught wrong place, wrong time. Kind of the two guys going for the same spot. He'll get back in it. 11 laps to go till the stage. Battle's on for the third position now. Or, excuse me, that's Lanfear. He's a lap down. So Thomas laps him now. Piedra will. It's Marcus Miller coming off pit road. He's had kind of a rough go at it so far. We'll see if he can get back recovered, but he is multiple laps down at this point.
See some cars moving back in the back. It looks like near 11th position there is some too wide racing going on there.
We'll see. We're going to stay actually here right for now, because here in the next half a lap or so, it appears we're going to have a battle for the third position.
I am being corrected. Apparently they are former fans of the one Justin Kane.
Oh, former fans? Oh no. Battle is on for third. Adrian Piedra. Can he stick it in on the outside of DJ Thomas? He can. What a run so far for Piedra. He's up to P3. So, wow, okay. We got a little bit of a melee going on back here. Whoa! TJ Roberts. I think that's who that was. Holy cow, sliding way up the racetrack. Fresh paint job on his machine this week. Several guys with new paint jobs. So Roberts is 6th, Hammond is 7th. And Fleming, Comella, and Bentley. So Corsek's actually fallen down to 11th. Nathan Bentley has made his way into the top 10.
Looking very good for these guys right now as these laps are ticking down to our first stage break. You know, Zach Camilla being the points leader right now. As long as he finishes decently well in the top 10 to get these stage points, it's going to help him have a good day.
Definitely. Lima Cross is 7 laps to go, by the way, until the stage end. So, watching Nathan Bentley. I don't know where the first battle... Oh, here it is. Last week's surprise story, John Gallagher. Going for the 11th spot. Does Steve cross him? He does. Steve goes for the crossover. Good battle back here. Battle's on, actually, between Jonathan Hammond and Mason Hausman. That's for 5th.
Sounds like we have some questions here from some of the guys out there. Do you think Justin Kane will make a comeback, not necessarily this race, but his career?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, no, it's way too early to say he won't. I think it'll turn out to be pretty successful for him. I think he'll be back in this race. It's only 1 lap down right now. I think he'll be all right. Still got a long way to go.
Oh yeah, we've definitely seen some guys come back from 3 laps down in races like this before. Actually, Nathan Bentley was the one, I believe, who made it back 3 laps down last time.
And don't look now again, but with 5 to go in the stage, we got a battle on for the stage victory. Tyler Bentley has caught the leader, Zach Lima. He is 2 car lengths back, running the top off turn 2. Marcus Miller actually has caught both of them, but his tires have started to fall off a little bit. Bentley runs a little bit higher. He's going to get there, I think. It's going to be really close. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit tougher for Tyler now that Marcus Miller has made his way into this battle. Miller on fresher tires came to pit road for an unscheduled stop. With 4 to go, well, Tyler may have to back out of it because he's catching up to Griffin Williams here, a lap car. As they try to squeeze it. Oh, man, this is dicey. They're going to do it, though. Bentley right on the back bumper of Zach Lima. Next time by, 3 laps to go in stage number 1. Battle is on for the stage victory.
See, Lima's starting to get a little bit loose. He's trying to push it down closer to the bottom of that corner and get a better run out. Tyler looks like he's perfectly happy running up there. We saw him do it last time we were here. He was fine running up on that high side, so...
He's got good speed down the straightaway. I think what he's trying to do is set him up right here. This is right where he wants him. You get to the outside of him. He can, I think. He's there. Battle on for the stage win. Tyler Bentley and Zach Lima going at it. drag race down the back straightaway. Next time by, white flag in stage 1. He's almost got him cleared. Oh, Lima's drifting up, lifts out of it. New leader, Tyler Bentley. White flag of stage 1 for Tyler Bentley. Sails it off into turn 1.
Looks like Lima's settled in and accepted his second place finish in this one. Uh-oh.
So, end of stage 1. Tyler Bentley.
Yellow flag is out.
It's unfortunate for some guys here. I see some just entered pit road right before that stage caution came out. Looks like Tanner Brooks being one of them.
So we will let the field kind of get organized here. We'll see. Lucky Dog is going to be the car you saw get lapped on the last half of the stage. Shane Weatherington, he'll get his lap back. And what happened to Lima?
That is what I am looking at here.
I'm showing Lima in P20. What happened? I must have missed it.
He may have had to pit.
Oh no!
Let's pull up the pit stop here.
They're kind of similar to what we saw.
Looking at it here, I believe it is showing that Zach Lima did pit right before the end of that stage.
Oh, I thought I caught it. Interesting. So, guys, we'll start to pit here. So we'll kind of go through it here. We'll tell you who got stage points out of stage number 1. Stage winner, Tyler Bentley. That gives second to Adrian Piedra. The best story of the night so far has been Adrian Piedra. He has got a fast hot rod underneath him tonight. And it will be very interesting to see if he can stay in contention, see if he can pull out a win in this one. Oh, and the results are all messed up now because they all pitted. I can tell you that DJ Thomas was 3rd. Yeah, so we'll tell you about stage points probably at the end of the race. Come off pit road.
That was a very interesting turn of events there. I did not expect that to happen to Lima, but like you said, it's one thing that we saw right before, and there might be a car out of fuel at pit entry.
Oh no!
I do see someone stopped on the track.
Does the that is Tanner Brooks in the 1. Oh, let's check on him. Oh, I don't think he's out of fuel. That thing's still running.
Very interesting. He may have to wait for the entire field to pass him by. That may be what it is. I did notice that he came into the pits right before the caution for the stage came out, and I'm thinking that's what he's doing. He's going to wait for the pace car to pass him by. He didn't want to get that black flag by going before the start-finish line.
So we'll get it sorted back out, and we'll re-rack here. So Bentley still leads, Piedra still 2nd, Thomas still 3rd, so that's unchanged. Jonathan Hammond is 4th, Mason Hausman is 5th, Zach Kamel is up to 6th. So he started 9th, kind of dropped back early, but has made his way back into the top 5, or top 10, excuse me. Nathan Bentley's up to 7th. Good run for, really, Bentley Motorsports as a whole so far. If I'm looking right, all 5 of their cars are in the top 10 right now. So a really, really good run for Bentley Motorsports to this point. Behind Nathan Bentley is Brady Shue, like we were talking about. Steve Korsek, excuse me, is in 9th. And Ron Holmes rounds out the top 10.
Hey, good to see Marine One having a nice showing out there today. He was really fast in our qualifying session, so be interesting to see how he does throughout the rest of this race. I did hear him say that he was not expecting to keep pace, but being up here in the top 10 after the first stage shows that I think he might have been underestimating himself a little bit.
Appears to be doing just fine. You see Lima and Brooks, they're going to run around the pace car right quick and get their laps back. Well, Brooks will get one of his back. Lima will get his only lap back. So we'll re-rack, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Yeah, Ron said he was going to practice a lot this week. He put in the work, and it seems to be paying off for him. So, really good run for him so far, and we'll see if he can keep it up. So lap 56 will go on the board. We're going to lap 100, same as last week. So same stage runs as last week's race at Las Vegas, 50, 50, and 70. Still a lot of cars on the racetrack. I don't think anybody's called it a night.
Does not.
A few cars a lap down. 21 cars total on the lead lap. Justin Kane a lap down. Shane Weatherington a lap down. Rick Cadot a lap down. Michael Lanfear a lap down. Tanner Brooks is a lap down. John Price and Marcus Miller are 3 laps down.
Shout out here to the number 99 of Jason Kelly from our YouTube chat.
Yeah, Jason is
He's been
good
doing
guy,
pretty
good
good.
racer.
6, 7 positions it seems. So
Green flag.
Yep, it's good to see him running well so far early on. Green flag back out on lap 56, and we're back underway. Tyler Bentley gets a good start. Outside held up a little bit. Piedro didn't quite get going. Appears that he has now. Ooh, almost 3 wide. Woo, that was almost rough. Look at DJ Thomas, shot out of a cannon on the restart. He's going to try for the race lead.
DJ's been one of the only... DJ's been one of the only guys I've seen consistently be able to be fast on that bottom line, at least through the early part of the stage. So it'll be interesting to see if Tyler and Piedra can get around him running this high side.
Look at Piedra, man. He is clearly really fast. Whoa, DJ! Wow, that was really close. Man, he almost ended up in the wall, and that would have been a disaster.
It's like
Here
TJ
comes
Roberts
Piedra.
might have had a little bit of an issue here.
Man.
I see him go off.
Oh, car in the wall. It was Korsek. He bounced off the wall hard. Good racing up front right now. Really, really good stuff. Piedra and Hammond battle for 3rd. Hausman and Camella behind them battling for 5th.
That's a dangerous sight.
Piedra's the only guy I've seen run as high as he is so far. Car on pit road, I believe it's Tanner Brooks again.
That is TJ Roberts. I saw.
Oh, it's TJ Roberts.
Yeah, I did see under my notifications here for car incidents that he did leave the track surface. He might have got a little bit loose and ended up into the wall. So unfortunate for him, but still a long race.
Yeah, long ways to go still. Thomas leads. It's Bentley 2nd. And battle on from there. Really about an 8-car hornet's nest behind Thomas, and he is trying to drive away.
Piedra going to the bottom for the first time tonight.
And he clears Bentley. He's in the 2nd. Bentley's going to come back after him. Got a good run off the top. Not quite enough to get back to him. Move Adrian Piedra to P number 2. Battle's on for 3rd now. That's Zach Camella. We know he was going to be fast as the run went on tonight. And he's found his way into a battle for 3rd with his teammate, Tyler Bentley.
Be interesting to see if they continue to race side by side, or if maybe one gives way to the other there.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, caution
Yellow
is coming
flag.
out.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Marcus Miller going around. Nathan Bentley off track.
Oh, another. Man. Bad night gone worse for Marcus Miller.
Very unfortunate for him, especially missing the entire rear end of that car. You can go back here and see maybe exactly what happened.
Oh, Michael Lanfear's in it, I think. Eric Preston maybe as well. He's... Well, no, maybe not. Maybe not Griffin either. John Price has got some damage on that car. Zach Lima's got some damage on his car. Several good cars back here are stuck with damage.
Could
Man,
be,
this...
could be half of it. Maybe they were in that incident, and maybe some of these guys know that later on in this race you're expecting some cautions near the end, so you want to save one and use it to get out ahead.
John Gallagher pits, Paul Ferdiani pits, Fleming pits, Lima pits. A couple guys near the back of the field.
We're going to go back here and see exactly what happened there with Marcus Miller. Oh my! Well, we may see some tempers out of that. We're going to have to back up here and see exactly what happened. But if I'm seeing it correctly... Yeah, it looks like maybe Lima was trying to put the squeeze on Marcus Miller, and they door banged a little bit, which led into some netcode. But if I'm in the cockpit of Marcus Miller's car, I'm thinking Lima put me around after that one.
Oh boy. Tough situation. Lucky dog under this caution, by the way, is Justin Kane. He's back in the lead lap. It was 20 cars on the lead lap, with several still a lap down. Shane Weatherington, Tanner Brooks, Rick Cadott, Michael Lanfear, and Jared Sherlin now. All one lap down.
See, Jason Kelly's in the pits, might be taking 4 tires, maybe try to get a good run coming up. He is the last car on the lead lap, or going to be just in front of Kane for the second to last car on the lead lap. So
Racing at the front right there, if we get that the rest of the night, man, this is going to be a good last 105 laps. That was some exciting stuff. And man, give it 5 more laps and Piedra was catching the 20. So we'll see under this next green flag run. Adrian Piedra is fast. Really, really fast. Negative. Hold on. What about now? Okay.
yeah, very interesting to see. There's a couple of guys, it seems like, up here at the front that have figured out all 3 lanes now of this racetrack. You see some guys running the middle, some guys running all the way up near the fence like Piedra, and then guys in the front here like DJ Thomas, who've been able to maintain their speed throughout the run on the bottom. It's going to come down to which line eats up the tires the most.
Figured that'd be the bottom. You might have to turn the car, but we'll see. Definitely this week, as we kind of got into it, I didn't know what to expect out of the racing product. Yeah, but what we have gotten is really, really solid. And I hope that we can keep it going here.
See a fan of Zach Colmella's out there. He's moved his way up through this field after having a very, very fast qualifying run that went bad on his second lap. Most likely was looking at the pole position. He's done well to make his way up through spot by spot in this race.
It was a screamer of a lap if he had gotten it to count. If he hadn't Put it in the wall. I mean, I get what he was doing. He wasn't lifting by that point. I mean, at that point, you're putting it all in there. Just trying to make it stick. It didn't quite stick for him.
If my eyes are correct, it looks like behind DJ Thomas on that bottom side, it is Bentley Motorsports cars on back.
Yeah, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Wow. Interesting.
Might see some pseudo super speedway racing here. If these guys can link up on the backstretch, might see some hard pushing going on to maybe get them ahead of these guys trying to run the high side.
I'm telling you what, with Thomas picking the bottom, because the leader can't pick lanes, it's going to be really tough to hold off Piedra right here. I mean, he has been on the move all night long. He finds himself with plenty of clean air in front of him now. And he can let it rip right here on the restart, try to get out front. Ace cars off. Field in the hands of DJ Thomas. Coming down. Green flags out. 66 laps will go on the board, and we're back underway. Start for Piedra on the outside. He's going to be dead even with Thomas, maybe even nosing ahead. Headed for turn 1. Carmelo files in behind Thomas in third. And a good run off two. Battle for the race lead. Adrian Piedra.
Might be
To
three
the
wide
outside
here.
of DJ Thomas. It looked close, or not. But man, Carmelo thought about it. Look at the run for Piedra off turn 4. New race leader, Adrian Piedra.
A last-second addition to the starting grid put him at the very back, and now he has went through the entire field car by car to get here.
Wow, what a run so far. And he is fast. I mean, you can tell. Look at the line he's running, too. He's running just about the highest of anybody in the field. Right up against the fence on entry to turn 3. Good stuff for Piedra early on. So we move back through the field a little bit. Camella has passed Thomas for second. Just going to look for it. Camella's got the high line, though. And he's going to clear DJ. Oh, three wide. Oh, geez. Here we go. It's the teammates in Brady's shoe.
That is not a position that is fun to be in if you are in the middle, but Lima looks like he's
got fresh tires. But he's on the move.
might be repaying Mason Hausman there for a race last week, squeezing him up all the way to the wall.
So battle's on for 6th. Yeah, Lima's going to be on the move here. He's actually able to run the bottom, but if we get any further into a run, we saw the 5 kind of fall off, and Piedra is gone. I mean, he is pulled away about 6/10 from Zach. Actually put it up to 7/10 now. Jeez, what a run for Piedra. You just can't say enough about it.
Looks like Narcus Miller has entered the pit lane, maybe decided to take some more repairs before going through with this race. TJ Roberts, I think, may have called it a night. He's been in there for quite a while.
That's so unfortunate, man. He's been so fast this year. Luckily, he's got a lot of weeks to make it up, but just tough. Between last week and almost making it work and then getting wrecked with 2 to go, looked like he had a sure win. He was going to get to the back bumper of the 5 of Lima and Daytona with the whole penalty issue, and man, it's just unfortunate. But it's kind of how it works sometimes. Ron Holmes, I haven't spoken enough about him. He's sitting right about 14th right now. We'll see if he can pick a few more spots up later in the run. Wow.
Oh!
Whoa! Griffin! Wow. Way up high and in the wall, so a rough night so far for Griffin.
Looks like he got a little bit startled there running up onto the back of somebody's car. I think it was Rit.
Oh!
3 wide again! Brady is just being
Good
put
battle right here.
wide all over the place.
Right here. Good battle right here. Right around the edge of the top 10. Whoa! Good racing all over the racetrack.
Yeah, you can see the guys who are running the top there. It almost looks like a super speedway. You can just get right behind the guy in front of you and push him.
This is some really good racing. Meanwhile, change for second. Lima's made his way up to second. He's on new tires, but he's got some ground to make up to get back to the 78 of Piedra. He's cut about a 10th.5 off the lead that time by. This battle kind of aids out a little bit. Oh my goodness, look at this. 3rd to 6th, they're running nose to tail.
This is not what we expected from Charlotte, but it is very
Not something
entertaining.
I've seen here before. Wow, that's interesting. Tell Thomas right on the top. So DJ has decided it's time to move off the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, out of these, Jonathan Hammond, I mean, he's up 17 spots from his starting position. He's doing really good. It looks like he's kind of gotten this track figured out. And don't look now. I see Lima locked in onto the bumper of the 78 of Austin Piedra.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, close racing there with the 92 and the 55. Now there's Piedra. Yeah, gap's cutting pretty solidly. Lima's on well newer tires than Piedra is. So expect to see him catch and pass him, but his tires start to equalize later on in the run. I'd expect that Adrian will kind of gain some of that speed back. So,
yeah, top speed last lap. Lima was looking at about a 4 mph gain over top of Piedra. This time, not as bad off. Actually, they're a lot closer with 188 from Piedra, 189 from Lima. So it could just be that Piedra was out front, not seeing anyone in his rearview mirror and saving a little bit, like we've seen some guys do at this track before.
battle's still on for the 4th position, or excuse me, the 5th position. Actually, Hammond has taken that from Tyler Bentley. Matthew Fleming, see him with a good run. He's in 7th. Good to see Logan Ikra with a good run. He's P8 right now.
Looks like there's a couple guys mixing it up for 10th place right now as well.
There's... No, Sherlin is not one of them. Justin Kane. Oh, this is going to get dicey. This is going to get really dicey. Sherlin's a lap car. No, maybe not. Kane uses that car to his advantage, though, as a pick. Brady uses it as a draft. Oh, he blinks out, too. And Brady has to lift out of it. Kane back to the top 10.
Yeah, you can definitely get a better pull through 1 and 2 on the bottom, but 3 and 4 kind of looks to be the same as what you get at Talladega, where you get the big run off the high side as long as you got 2 cars working up there.
Kane has now officially passed the 9. So that's the battle for 10th. Shue back to 11th, Nathan Bentley in 12th, and Ron Holmes has picked up another spot. He's up to 13. Back up to the front. We may have a battle on our hands here. Maybe not. Right as we said there would be a battle, Piedra has put another about 10th on the 5. And he has just set sail.
Yeah, it looks like Lima having to pass all of those guys to get up here has cut all of the advantage that he had on those new tires, and now it's just going to be who can run the line smoother and cleaner.
So far it's been Piedra. Oh, now Lima cuts the 10th back off. So I don't know. It's going to be a battle, and just see if he can hold off for 20 more laps.
Now, one thing we haven't mentioned so far is these guys have not pit. This is the longest green flag run that we've had for this entire race. And looking at pit stints for everybody, 42 laps is what we're looking at as the guys who went the longest. I see one guy got up to 43, and that would be Derek Preston. So we may be looking at some pit stops coming up here within the next 5 or 6 laps.
So mostly nose to tail run. Camelo's actually separated himself a little bit up here in 3rd. And Piedra is losing more time. Let's see if he put it back on that time. Looks like the gap's a little bit bigger. Wow. Put on almost 4/10. Piedra, man, look where they're running. I mean, they're running both now running right up against the fence.
Yeah, that's about
He controls
what
the stage.
I expected from this, from the little bit of testing that we did. As the run goes on, the high side's going to carry more speed, and that may be what you're looking for. Maybe not burn up the tires as much here, just because there's so much grip up there. But you can see the golden light coming down onto the track now, and a lot more shadow coming out as we're headed into night. So the bottom may be coming back in here as the last stage goes on.
You saw Tyler Bentley go around DJ Thomas. That's or P4. Saw him kind of throw it into 3 and 4 just like he did on Camella. He slid up on Thomas. Not going to be able to do the same on his teammate Camella. That could have been bad.
Yeah, this position not as important to Camella as what it is to Tyler Bentley, but he still wants those points either way. Marcus Miller is back in the pits.
And I do believe the leader is coming to pit road. Yep. Adrian and Lima pit at the same time. Adrian's going to have to slow up, though, and let Lima go by, I think. Get into his pit box, and he does just that.
Yeah, having
Bella
that further
pits as
forward
well.
pit box is going to help Lima a lot here, as is Camella. You know, if these guys know 14 laps to stage, it'll be interesting to see if they take tires on this, or 4
Gives
tires.
the lead back to Tyler Bentley. I don't know, you may see guys try to get a faster pit stop, gain the time temporarily with so little distance left in stage 2 to try to pick up some stage points. So, top order looks a little bit different now. It's Bentley, Thomas, Hammond, Fleming, and Justin Kane, the top 5. They're followed by Hausman, Nathan Bentley, Brady Shue, John Gallagher, and Lima so far in 10th. We'll see. Oh, now it switches over. It's Steve Korsak in 10th. Tyler Bentley still out front. It'll be 13 to go. The stage here. 13 to go in stage number 2. Yeah, you're right. You can really tell that the shadows have reached the racetrack. Not much sunlight left. And soon before the end of this one, we may be under the lights here. We'll see just how long the rest of the race takes, but
Yeah, looking here, Bentley is on lap 35. I see somebody else coming into the pits.
that was Shane Weatherington, I think, in the 24.
Yes, I believe it is Shane Witherington. So I believe Nathan Bentley, he's got enough of a gap between him and the guys behind him. He can let off here a little bit and maybe save and get a stage win.
He's going to try, it appears. Was the pole sitter, set the best lap last night. And leads now near the end of stage 2. Thomas still second. Hammond and Fleming battling for third.
Oh, and don't look now. Woo!
Jeez.
Lima
I
is
applaud
on
the
move.
effort. I mean, those are lead lap cars, so I don't think they're going to appreciate it too much. But,
Lima may be hoping that he can get out ahead of Tyler here, and he has to pit.
it's quite the move. Here comes the 78 of Piedra, so Lima got out in front of Piedra. That's important. Now Piedra may be able to run him down in the long run, but let's see.
Now, if these guys who are up here in front have to pit, we're looking at Tyler Bentley and DJ Thomas. Matthew Fleming and Justin Kane are just 27 and 28 laps into their run, so they can 100% make it to the end of this stage.
So Bentley with 9 laps to go now in stage number 2.
See some more guys coming down pit lane here. Griffin Williams, Brady Shue, TJ Roberts entering pit lane.
Good to see Roberts back on the racetrack at least.
Oh, and it looks
Piedra
like
and Lima are both out in front of the leader Bentley, so
it looks like DJ might be getting a little bit of pressure here for that second position. Those cars are very close on the track.
this from Matthew Fleming. Next time by 7 to go in stage 1. Or 2, excuse me, stage 2.
Yeah, like I said, now Matthew Fleming is only about 29 laps now into the run on his tires, so he definitely has more grip here. It gets a little bit equalized after about 10 or 15 laps now on the new tire model at the new track, but you see he's still able to kind of get it to grip down at the bottom.
Still a good run there by DJ off 2.
Yeah, I just don't think the bottom right now has enough grip to put you out in front. Is that Justin Kane going underneath of Matthew Fleming there? I think it is for the 3rd position. Yeah, he
looked
tried
for it, yeah. Here's that the guys at the front are going to try to make it the entire stage under green. See if they do. So let's try to see who else hasn't. I don't think Nathan Bentley is pit yet. There he is. Top 5 run for him so far.
Tanner Brooks has entered the pit lane now. You see a lot of guys starting to pull it in. I see the 27 of Steve Korsek in there for a while, I believe.
I've heard on the radio DJ Thomas will be coming this time. So that's a guy that can't make it to the end. And the leader is coming to pit road. Called it out on the radio, starts to slow the car down, has a lot of room to do it. And luckily he's able to kind of slowly bring that thing down pit road. Well, DJ said he was going to pit. I guess he's not. He takes the lead.
He may be thinking, hey, 3 laps to go, I'll run out of fuel and get this stage win.
Hey, try it.
He is now the car with the longest running stint at 44.
Oh, now he's coming to pit road. Holy cow, that was almost really bad. Almost got wrecked by his teammate. And now we got out for the stage win, and the yellow's out.
It is indeed. Oh,
is it for DJ?
I believe it might be for DJ.
Oh, no!
We'll have to go back and look, but I don't think he made it into pit road. He might have hit the pit wall.
That's in for. See me.
Go back here and see exactly what happened.
What I heard from BJ is accurate. Hit the pit wall.
Oh, he did indeed hit the pit wall and got Iracing eaten right over top of the bridge. So he's going to have to tow.
With that said, that'll be the end of stage 2, and they're under caution.
And I believe that means that our stage winner is Matthew Fleming.
Yep. Current top 10 is, well, once they cycle through here on scoring, is going to be your point winners for stage number 2. So Matt Fleming wins the stage and has a good green flag strategy. Justin Kane all the way back up to 2nd. Alfredi Annie gets stage points. Jason Kelly gets stage points. Clint McGill gets stage points. So 3 guys that had not pit all get stage points. Zach Lima comes back and gets stage points. Tyler Bentley as well. Adrian Piedra. Eric Preston. And Jonathan Hammond. Now, I would assume that, well, lucky dog will be Mason Hausman. I would think that Fleming would probably pit right here. 30 laps since his last pit stop.
Yeah, I
No?
wouldn't be surprised if we saw everybody come down pit road.
I don't know if it's not open yet or if he's just not going to pit. Now he turns left. So Matt Fleming pits. Lots of cars pit. Ron Holmes does not.
Oh, Steve Korsak shoots
And
out
Steve
at the last
Korsak
second.
does not. So guys are going to get laps back. So here's the thing. A lot of cars got trapped a lap down based on where that caution came out. So Hausman will not, unless he gets out in front of Fleming, will not get a lap back. Luckily, he's got a pit stall way down there near the end of pit road. Guys that will get laps back are Ron Holmes, Steve Korsak, I think Brady Shue will as well. We'll just kind of have to let scoring cycle through. EJ Roberts, first driver to call it a night, by the way.
Yeah, unfortunate
And
run
second,
for TJ
actually.
again. But we know he's fast, and we have some interesting tracks coming up, so I believe he'll figure it out and maybe stay out of trouble and end up getting up there in the front and winning one of these things later on.
So scoring is still kind of all over the place, so we're just going to kind of let it cycle. So hang on just a sec. And Mason did not beat the 88 out of pit road, so he will not get a lap back. Neither will Ikra, neither will Sherlin. And
Yeah, if I'm reading it correctly, I think right now our leader is going to be Zachary Lima, followed by Adrian Piedra.
probably first to the pit. I think they will be. We'll see when scoring cycles here.
Yeah, now these guys went 13 laps, so they're definitely going to have to pit early, earlier than the other guys, but figuring it out here, they may end up being on the best strategy here and being able to run it out on one stop to the end. Now, that's barring any cautions, which we normally see here within the last 10 laps of any race that we have, guys really trying to get every point that they possibly can. So we'll see how it plays out.
All right, so 16 cars will be on the lead lap. Cars that are still stuck a lap down: Logan Ikra, Mason Hausman, Michael Landfair, Jared Sherlin, Britt Cadot, and Tanner Brooks. Cars now on the lead lap. So Lima and Piedra, that's the front row. Kane and Derek Preston, that's the second row. Gallagher and Fleming is row 3. McGill, Ferdiani is row 4. Jason Kelly, Tyler Bentley is row 5. John Hammond, Ron Holmes is row 6. Nathan Bentley, Brady Shue is row 7. Zach Camella and Steve Korsak is row 8. That's your lead lap cars with, I believe it'll be 69 laps to go. Pace cars out. Field in the hands of Zach Lima and Adrian Piedra.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag. We're back underway. Lap 102. Preston. Oh boy. That's going to get... Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what
Preston
happened there.
close
Oh
to the
my!
outside, and they're in the wall. Cars in the wall. They wrecking. They are wrecking.
Yellow flag is out.
So we're back under the yellow.
I am unsure what happened to Derek Preston
We've
there.
had multiple wrecks. We've had multiple wrecks here.
If I'm reading it, I see Logan Ikra, Nathan Bentley, Griffin Williams, Ron Holmes, Michael Lamphere. We saw Derek
66.
Preston.
6 of Ferdiani. Oh, I thought he was sitting over here in the middle of the corner. I guess he's not anymore. It says he still is. Oh, now he's not.
I'm gonna go back
there
here
he
and
is
take
in
a
the
look at it. It'd be interesting to see what happens. Derek Preston gets out relatively unscathed due to the
Well,
size
he
of
went
that.
high. I mean, he was He was well outside the field. I don't know who the first one was to hit him. Most of the field got by him, I think.
And we'll go all the way back to the green and watch what happened.
Look like any takers on pit road, at least not from the front guys. Nope, doesn't appear that way. First car to pit, I think, was Tyler Bentley.
Oh, looks
That
like
was.
directly into it is going to be Derek Preston, Rick Kadek, and Jonathan Hammond. And then after the flag was thrown or entering the turn, we had a couple more guys get into it. Nathan Bentley, Logan Ikra. Oh, Ron Holmes gets absolutely destroyed by Logan Ikra sliding down the track into Griffin Williams. I'm not sure if Griffin's going to want to run that car back through. It looks like the entire front end is taken off of Michael Lamphere as Zach Camella has his vision blocked by Brady Shue and runs into him again.
It's going to take a lot to sort out this one. I can tell you that one other driver, a couple of other drivers have called it a night. TJ Roberts has officially called it a night. DJ Thomas has called it a night. And Zach Camella has called it a night, the points leader. Man. Not the run he wanted, not the run he expected. Gets caught up in a wreck that really wasn't his fault. So there are only two winners not in the race right now. We're going to have a first-time winner tonight. And a chance for it to be someone, I mean...
I see John Price, inner pit lane. Griffin Williams comes back around. I think Griffin is determined to get as much damage on that car fixed and finish up this race.
I can't say I blame him. Man.
That's been his strategy all along. He's been involved in a caution, I believe, every race. So I think the last time we checked, he was top 12 or top 15 in points. So it's a strategy that works. I mean, if you want to limp the car around.
He's ninth in points.
So top 10 in points for Griffin. Been involved in a caution just about every single race. So goes to show you, if you are willing to limp the car around, maybe for some laps there, you can end up doing pretty well in terms of point standings.
So we should re-rack next lap. With 15 cars on the lead lap.
And Justin Kane back up into third after falling a lap down.
This is not, other than the guys at the tail end of the top 10, not the top 10 I expected, other than obviously Zach Lima. But Piedra second, Kane third, Gallagher fourth, Kelly fifth, McGill sixth. Some guys having really solid runs tonight. Desperately needed the solid run. Ron Holmes, again, good solid run for me. So I'm getting involved in the wreck, but I think that's repair. So I think. Don't quote me, but I think.
Yeah, it may come down to who's got the last fast repair at the end of this race. For some of these guys to maybe gain some positions. There's still a good battle going on there for the top 10. You have a lot of guys who have been running fast, running consistently around that 10th to 12th range. So it'll be interesting to see, maybe not entirely how the top 5 is going to play out, but all the way back into the top 12, top 13, you got some guys who are going to be fighting for every single point that they can, especially with this only being our third race. Moving forward, if you want to get into the top 12, it's going to be a good chance for you.
So we'll get back to green on lap number 107. I've already been through the lineup. This time it's Lima, Piedra, Kane, Gallagher, Kelly, McGill, Fleming, Korosek, Bentley, and Bentley. Tyler and Nathan in that order. And Shue, Holmes, Preston, Hausman, and Hammond. That's the lead lap. 15 cars. 28 started, 15 still on the lead lap. Only a few. have officially called it a night. These cars off. Field in the hands of Zach Lima.
Green's out. Green flag.
Green flag back in the air, and we're back underway. Good start for Piedra. Woo! Look at that start for Adrian Piedra. Oh, man, a little bit of contact right there. A little bit feisty up at the front of this field. Can Piedra get the run on the high side? Not quite. He'll have to tuck in behind. He'll have to settle for second for now. And if I'm Adrian Piedra, this is exactly where I want the 5 of Zach Lima right here. Well, right as I say that, maybe he's not content with it. He goes right up to his line against the fence and looks to carry some speed off turn 4. Ooh, did Lima get the wall right there? It was close.
He might have.
And yeah, I think he did, because Piedra is flying right now. New leader, Piedra, back out front on lap 108. Caution is out again.
I heard somebody going around, and we caught it just at the very bottom of the screen. I saw a car completely sideways there. It looks like
I didn't see it.
Nathan Bentley again. It'd be interesting to see if...
Oh no, the first lap bandit's in it.
Oh, it's been a tough night for him. We'll go back here and bring it up.
Bentley as well.
Yeah,
This couldn't have been very far outside the top 10.
we will pull it up here and see exactly what happened there. But unfortunate for both of those guys. Hopefully they'll have another fast repair.
Lucky Dog's going to be Jared Sherlin.
Oh my! Oh, it's wow! Jared. No, I'm sorry, Derek Preston. I think that is Derek Preston. Almost went over the catch fence.
Oh no! First lap bandit with a
But going back to look at this, you know, we call him the Menace for a reason. That may have been teammate Brady Shoe's doing. We'll back it up here. It does look like Shane Weatherington and maybe John Hammond also got involved, as well as Griffin Williams picking up some more damage there. Let's get a better angle here for it. Oh yeah. It looks to me like either Nathan thought he had the space or Brady thought he had the space and ends up sending him around sideways. Does look like Jonathan Hammond just barely snakes through. Jared Sherlin maybe with a little bit of damage. Tanner Brooks definitely involved. See Shane Weatherington burning up the tires there. John Price narrowly evades. And then Derek Preston, you heard him say in the Las Vegas radioactive, he went through him like he was Jesus, but on here it seems like Netcode got him back and sent him all the way up into the catch fence.
Oh no. A brutal crash for Derek. And one thing to note, probably looking away at the replay, but Zach Lima did decide to pit from second. So, but nobody else did. At least I don't think anybody else did. I don't think the lineup has changed other than Lima. And it is not. So everybody moves up. Lima's back to about 8th position right here. He might be further back here. We'll see.
We have a little bit of an issue with the overlay here. We'll see if we can get that sorted out for you guys.
$60 laps to go from Charlotte. It's Adrian Piedra still out front. He and Lima and Tyler Bentley and really DJ Thomas have been the class of the field tonight. Especially Piedra and Lima. They have had some great racing between those two. I expect nothing less out of the last 60 laps of this race. Lima is 15th, last car on the lead lap.
There we go.
So Piedra, Kane, Gallagher, Kelly, McGill, now the top 5. Korosek, Bentley, Shue, Holmes, and Hausman the top 10. So Ron Holmes, like we were talking about earlier, continues his march towards the front. He's up to B9. And really, beside Zach Camella, a solid night again for Bentley Motorsports. They're sitting 7th, 8th, 9th, and 13th at this point.
Clint Miguel also worked his way up through the field here. He's held on to the 5th position, but just breathing down on the back of his neck are two guys we've seen at these mile and a halves that in these last little bit of stages can really put some pressure on you with Steve and Tyler Bentley.
Yeah, kind of different than I expected, though. Guys out front, I didn't expect to be out front. Not a dig against them, as usual, but it's guys that are at the front that are having good runs because other guys are not having so good of luck tonight. Obviously, with Camilla out of the race, and of course, that kind of being a 6th, 7th place car, it kind of opens the door for somebody to lock into the playoffs here. Doesn't typically get to be in this spot, so.
Hey, one guy we're seeing have a little bit of a resurgence here also is John Gallagher. Now, we saw him run really, really fast laps at Las Vegas. It seems like the mile and a half may just be a sweet spot for him. He's all the way up in 3rd, sitting pretty comfortably at the restart of this caution. Yeah, so Lima's going to have fresh tires. The problem is he's mired deep in traffic in P14. So it's going to be a little bit tough sledding for him here, especially on a restart. Trying to get back up to the front. Now, he does have fresh tires. These guys' tires aren't that old, though. So just kind of have to see what happens. Pace car will turn off. Control car is Adrian Piedra. We got 58 laps to go from Charlotte. Green flag back in the air. Piedra and Kane into the restart zone. Good restart for Justin Kane on the outside. Gonna be dead even, headed for turn 1. Gallagher slides forward into 3rd. Jason Kelly slides down into 4th. Piedra leads off turn 2, battles on for 2nd. Gallagher's made it to the left rear of Justin Kane in the 12. Oh, Kane may have tried to throw a block. Didn't quite get down there quick enough. Whoa, here comes Steve trying to block, or trying to get around Jason Kelly. Kelly may have got the wall right there. Oh man, that was, whoo boy, that was close. Looks like Steve has decided that it's his time to get up to the front here, the way that he is driving this car.
Yeah, but man, it's just going to be so hard for anyone other than the 5 to be as fast as Adrian Piedra has been tonight.
Now, like I said, now we've seen that the track is shaded. We're coming closer and closer into the dark. These guys running the bottom are kind of keeping speed with the top line now. Yeah, but you'll see just the speed difference carrying off the corner that Piedra has compared to the rest of the field. He's got something figured out here. It allows him to run way faster. And he's actually, what I've noticed is as the track gets a little bit more shaded and the sun goes down, he's actually biting a little bit off the corner. And by biting, I mean he's driving down the groove just a little bit to gain a little bit of exit speed. Right there, you see him drive down towards that seam. And that is allowing him to drive away. And he is 3 car lengths out in front of Justin Kane. Horsek settles in 3rd for now. Gallagher settles into 4th. Tyler Bentley is up to 5th. Eddie Shue 6th. Mason Hausman 7th. Jason Kelly back up to 8th. And the battle is on for the 9th position. I think. Maybe it's on for the 10th position. Ah, it's on for the 9th position. I'm not sure how long that's going to last, though, with those new tires that Lima has.
New tires for Lima means he's going to be able to get to the front, but he's got a lot of work to do. Doesn't look like the speed advantage is as big as I thought it would be either. It's definitely not as big as it was last caution. Up to the front, Adrian Piedra still leading. Actually pulled away a little bit more from Justin Kane. Head down towards turn 3, closing in on 50 laps to go.
Now these guys are already halfway through their pit stints, just about coming around to 20. Steve is the next lowest out of the top 3 at 17, so he's got 2 extra laps he can go around on the 2 guys in front of him. And then you have Tyler Bentley and Brady Shue in 5th and 6th. They're only 14 laps, so they're looking at a significant advantage here coming, as long as we don't have a caution whenever we're looking at coming into the pits here. And
well-
just as I say it, the curse strikes again.
Why do you continue to say stuff at this point, man? I don't know why you continue to jinx us here. I don't.
Oh, and it looks like it is Jason Kelly, Clint McGill, and Matthew Fleming who might have been involved in that.
Another wreck near the front of the field. Well, actually, they were running.
About mid-pack, yeah. We'll go back here and take a look at it and see exactly what happened.
Kelly's in it. Fleming's in it. Rit Kadot maybe in it as well. Michael Lanthier's on pit road.
Get a better look at it here. Oh, it looks like the 99 of Jason Kelly clipped the wall, came down into the 88 of Matthew Fleming, and then beyond that, hits the wall, rejoins the racing surface, maybe in front of a couple guys. Yep, there he is into Clint McGill. Ron Holmes goes for a drift all the way up into the wall. I'm not sure how much damage he's going to have on that car.
Hey, he's there on pit road. Doesn't look to be too much to me. No, looks like he's.
Yeah, he just gave it
away pretty decent.
He just gave it as what they call in drifting a wall tap. So we'll see how bad that is.
Wall tap.
Yeah, just a little kiss.
A little up tap.
Oh, Logan
So
Egret just does not slow down and cuts off the front end of Jason Kelly as well. That's where the
Pietro
majority
continues
of his
to
damage
lead.
came from.
Now it's noteworthy. So this is of note here. The top 4 did not pit. In fact, I don't think the top 5 pit. I think the first car off pit road was Brady Shue in 6th. I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if Nathan Bentley came to pit road or not. I don't think he did.
We can check
So,
here now. We're looking
They're different
at...
strategies. Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously, if you're the leaders, I mean, I guess you bank on another caution. I'm thinking, all right, I'll wait and make my last stop under our next caution so then you can just ride all the way to the end of the race. I mean, we got a caution the next 5-10 laps. Well, now, Steve, he died to pit road?
It's hard telling with him.
Did.
Yeah.
And Nathan Bentley did as well. And Paul Ferdiani did as well. And John Price.
Well, you know, if I'm one of these guys and I'm looking at it, you know, the longest that we've seen stint lengthwise has been 46. If we get another caution, you can save enough fuel to maybe go at about 50 laps, and that would put you right into the striking zone to go the rest of this race without pitting. Now, the only thing you got to worry about whenever you do something like that is if these guys have to pit any time within the next 10 to 15 laps that are out here in the front, if they get a chance to do that, you're looking at a lot fresher tires whenever you're coming to the end of the run, and a lot more safer fuel strategy that you'll be able to do, so you can kind of run it flat out all the way out until the end of the race. So
Oh, we're under 50 to go now. 49 actually when we hit the line right here.
yeah,
And
we're in.
Piedra continues to lead.
We're into the waning moments of this last run here in terms of pit strategy. This is about the point where if we have another caution, then all the pit strategy goes out the window, and it's going to be who's going to be faster throughout the entire duration of the race. Or if we come to a green-white checkered situation, who can get fresh tires on and get out in front of everybody else to maybe get a lot bigger run.
49 to go now. Across lap 122. Ron Holmes is actually going to stay on the lead lap. Then we come back around, and Tanner Brooks is going to be back on the lead lap.
Yeah, it looks like Tanner
16
Brooks
cars.
may have just taken his last fast repair. I did notice he was running that car without a hood, and he wasn't involved in that crash, so he may have decided, hey, it's time to buckle down and run it out to the end with this thing.
Don't blame him. We're into that time of the race where you start to think about your run to the end. Yeah, if you're any of the guys who did not pit on that last time, I mean, Especially if they can catch a caution right about the end of their stint and everyone has to pit, this strategy will have worked out perfectly for Piedra, Kane, Tyler Bentley, Jared Sherlin, John Gallagher, guys that did not pit. It will have worked out perfectly. We'll see what happens, though. The freshest tires in the field, I believe, are going to be Steve Korsak on Beck. That's in 12th. So they've got some work to do. Lima, obviously, on fresher tires than the leaders. Brady Shue has fresh tires as well. They're running right about P10.
Yeah, we're looking
Clint
at
McGill probably has fresh tires as well. They're in
everybody
P9. Oh, Mason
outside
House
of the top 10.
field in the hands of Adrian Piedra.
Green's out.
Green flag's back out. We're back under green. Sherlin blinks out a little bit in 4th, but gets it back together. Battle for the lead, headed for turn 1. 48 laps to go. Piedra drops to the bottom this time. Decides to run low. Bentley around Kane for 2nd. Look at Hausman. Look at 3 wide. What a move, Mason Hausman. Oh. It's not going to work, though. They're going around.
And aggressive goes around.
Oh, Mason's still spinning.
Oh, that's a lot of guys in the back got caught up in that.
Oh, there's dudes against the pit wall. Oh, no.
Oh my, yeah, I see somebody I think is sitting on top of the barrel.
Oh, no.
I think that might be
Brady
Rit.
Shue's in it. Rit's in it. Steve is in it.
Yeah, that one we saw playing as day on our screen. Mason Hausman driving it in 3 wide, way hard onto the bottom, sliding up the track into some other guys there. You expect a couple guys to be mad after that one?
Yeah. I expect the number 1 guy to be mad, to be the driver sitting behind the wheel of the 50. I would not be happy with Mason right about now. Although I think Mason got the worst of it compared to John. I'm not sure how much damage John Gallagher actually has. Oh, I'm probably not going to be able to tell. He's got some. It's not as bad as it looked. It has gone for a spin. May have gotten away. Pretty lucky. Piedra pits. Leaders are on pit road. Man, Jonathan Hammond's got a bunch of damage.
Yeah, we'll go back and look exactly how bad some of these guys may have it.
Nathan Bentley has damage. Britt has damage. Brady Shue's got damage. Mason's got damage. Let's see, John Gallagher and Tanner Brooks again. Man. Griffin Williams has damage as well, I think. Lucky Dog is Paul Ferdiani, assuming he didn't get in the wreck, which, him sitting right here, I'm going to assume he didn't. So he'll get the Lucky Dog and back on the lead lap.
So it looks like that caused contact between Lima, definitely was in it, ran over John Gallagher. I think that's where the most of his damage is going to come from. Brady Shue maybe have a little bit of damage there. Clint McGill, Jason Kelly.
Brady ended up on the pit wall, I think. I think Brady ended up on the pit wall.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what all exactly happened there.
Tyler Bentley pits that time. Most of the leaders pit last time, including Adrian Piedra. The leader is going to be Clint McGill out of Team Fist Racing.
Oh, no. It may have been Nathan and Brady who both ended up in the pit wall. Yeah, Nathan parked that car on top of the barrels and on top of the windshield of Brady Shue after getting pushed down there by Jonathan Hammond. So, interestingly enough, I guess there isn't enough space on the track for 2 chase paints, but there is enough space into the pit wall for 2 chase paints.
With 45 to go, Piedra pits, which means he should be able to make it the rest of the way. Although the way this race is shaping up, it appears that we're going to be under caution a lot anyway. There's Clint McGill. And second, you guessed it, Ron Holmes. A little bit better for him. Running P2 right now. Great to see Ron near the front of this field. He worked awfully hard this week to be fast, and it's showing. They're late when it matters most.
Yeah, new paint
Fastest
scheme
car
on
of
the
the
car
night.
as well.
Oh yeah, it looks great. Great look for Ron there. Piedra is third, and I'm pretty sure. Obviously, Lima is fast on a short run. Steve is fast. I'm pretty sure the fastest car on the racetrack is Adrian Piedra. I mean, he's been fast all night long. He's led the most laps, if I remember correctly. And he's just been really good. I think... Oh, okay. So, first time we've seen this season where the leader is taking the outside line. McGill is starting up top.
Yeah, very interesting, but we've seen that high side be very fast. Now, one benefit to Ron is he's got one of the faster guys behind him, so he may be able to get out in front by effort of being pushed around the lead car. But with Lima,
Justin Kane's gotten good restarts on the outside there. He's outside row 2.
Yes, indeed. Interestingly enough, we see as we were talking before the race, Team Fist and Team Bentley side by side, 1 and 2, followed by
ironic.
2 new drivers to the league, and then behind those 2 new drivers to the league are the sweat bros of Big PP Racing, Zach Lima and Steve Gorsick. So it's kind of interesting how this has stacked up from everything that happened from the prior week moving into practice and then into here. You know, you see some guys that are shaking things up here in the top 5.
Pace car is off. 43 laps to go. Pace car goes down pit road. Field in the hands of Clint McGill. Green flag back in the air. Gonna check up. Kane looks middle. 3 wide. We're gonna be 3 wide for the lead going into 1. We are. Ooh, Piedra looks 4. Oh man, this is gonna get really dicey. McGill though gonna keep way up against the wall.
Oh, and then
Oh, car sliding around. Oh, big wreck. Oh lord. Oh my goodness. Oh, jeez. Oh, and Nathan Billy. Oh my lord.
that was
Holy cow.
we're gonna have to go back and watch that one. That was not what I was expecting. I mean, 3 wide for the lead. We know those 3 guys, they held it pretty clean, but then 3
don't know
wide
how
behind them.
I'm going to point this out real quick, just while I'm still thinking about it. I have no idea how the 99 is still driving. You saw him barrel roll down the backstretch right there.
I believe that car is being held together by goodwill, willpower, and probably duct tape at this point.
Oh, I would not be surprised. Lots of bear bond, and basically anything they can find. Probably a nice buzzsaw used as well. Paul Ferdy, Annie, in the wreck. Logan Ikra, in the wreck. Tyler Bentley's in the wreck.
Ooh.
Man, that's a fast car.
He may have another fast repair. It's I haven't seen him use more than 1 this race, so it's very possible that he could end up coming in and get that thing completely fixed up, but
Yeah, we'll see. 12 car leader now, Justin Kane.
and behind him is Koro Sweat, Steve Korosek. I'm sure this is going to be an interesting post-race with how this has gone on.
Oh, my Lord. I'll tell you, there are some very unhappy people. And I mean most everybody out here. I can tell you a few cars this benefits. And the ones I'm thinking of are the 27 in second and the 33 in third. Ron Holmes' good run continues to seem to get better for him. It's sticking up right around here in the top 5. Matt Fleming's made his way back up in the field as well. He's 6th. Well, he scored 6th right now. Oh, there he is. Yeah, you see him right behind Mason.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Mason and Lima are still out there. I know they were the two who mainly got into contact with each other there, but they just be, hey, I'm out of fast repairs, so I'm going to stick around up here and hope to maybe finish in the top 5 by just being annoying and being in front of some guys.
We'll see. Justin Kane's made it all the way back up to the lead. I'm still not convinced anyone's faster, especially on a decent run, than Adrian Piedra. He's just been so fast tonight and finds himself up in the top 5 after leading a bunch of laps. If anything, even if he doesn't come out of here with a win, it has been a great confidence builder for him in his first start. Like we said, a late addition to the grid. He was added to the grid today. I mean, he wasn't even supposed to race this race until today, and he's coming out and putting on a show.
Yeah, same thing with Justin
He doesn't
Kane.
come out.
Going a lap down and fighting all the way back to the front. Piedra and Kane have come out here and showed maybe some of these guys who thought that they were going to finish up here in front, that they weren't as fast as what they thought they were with as dominating of a performance as what they put on.
Yeah, definitely going to be a shakeup in the points today as well. Well, we'll see how Korosek and Lima finish. They're up close to the top of the points, but with Camella deep in the running order, with Tyler Bentley now near mid-pack. He's still running decent. He's in 10th right now, but with some guys having some rough goes tonight, it's going to be interesting to see the points shake-up. I tell you, there's going to be some big gainers in the points tonight. Ron Holmes, if it sticks, has had a great points tonight so far.
Yeah, very much so. And a good start for some of these guys who haven't raced before.
He's already, I believe, in the top 12. If not pretty close to it, but now, assuming it sticks, this is a great run for him early on in the year. Several guys not having the nights they wanted. Zach Miller's the biggest one. He's probably going to lose the points lead tonight.
Yeah, most likely, unless something absolutely catastrophic happens to Steve Korosek here. I'm looking for Camilla to fall out of that number 1 position in points. And you know, one thing to note here too is some of the guys who maybe aren't in the top 10 are looking at a decent chunk of points being earned here. You know, you see John Gallagher, who's up there. He's looking to make a big run, as well as some of the other guys back there. Griffin Williams, he is 9th, sitting 9th right now in the points. He's still out there, determined to bring this car without a front end home for the night. Some other guys back there mixing it up that can gain some good points and maybe move up. When the points kind of get closer as you get down into that 16th, 17th, 18th position. So there's a possibility here that we can see a couple of guys jump up quite a few positions.
So it'll be 38 laps to go on the race start now. If they couldn't make it before, they can make it now. So we're looking at a pretty much just who's got the fastest car, who's got the best short run, either short run speed or maybe a long run. We'll see what the green flag runs look like here. With so many damaged cars, we may end up having a decent green flag run to the end, but if the last 2 races are any indication, that won't happen. Field in the hands of the 12 of Justin Kane.
Green flag.
Green flag back in the air. We're back underway. Good start for Korosek on the outside and Adrian Piedra.
And
not a good start for Ron Holmes.
3 wide, almost
Whoa!
4 wide.
Whoa! I don't know what was going on around Piedra. I don't know. So we get everything sorted out. They keep it together, unlike last restart. So for now, Justin Kane sets sail a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely been a guy who has a lot of short run speed. It looks like Piedra's struggling back there with Mason Hausman, who's been a weapon to some of the guys out here. So that could be bad for his run.
Whoa! Car's down to the apron.
See, John Hammond has pulled it into the pits, I believe.
He's not happy. I'll tell you that much. And it's not stuff I can say on a broadcast.
Beautiful.
We're gonna leave it at. He is angry. That's all you need to know. Justin Kane continues to lead, but he's starting to get run down by Zach Lima in second. So I'm hearing on the radio, Jason Kelly is not happy either. It goes for a lot of guys tonight. Lots of guys going to come out of this one not happy at all.
I can agree. There's a lot of guys who were running really fast laps who got caught up in some cautions. You know, we heard some guys talk at the beginning of the race. It's going to be all about patience, and with about 60 laps to go, this race has turned into just survive.
Which Justin Kane has done to perfection and finds himself leading the race. Top 6 have broken away. And that consists of Justin Kane, Zachary Lima, Mason Hausman, Adrian Piedra, Ron Holmes, and Steve Corset. A little issue on the restart I am hearing was the 27 popping out of gear.
Ah.
So the car dropped out of gear. So, makes sense. Kind of a common problem.
Yeah, and especially for
Enters in a little bit.
Steve, we've seen him maybe have some wheel issues. I hope that's not the case with this one. Again, having some wheel issues that kept him out from a race before. Or maybe his window got knocked on by a bear again. Good run for Steve still though. Steve and Piedra starting in the back. Those of you who may not know, we do reverse grid people by their I rating. So 22nd or 22 and 24 spaces gained by them both here. It may not be the race that they wanted, but it's something that you can be proud of regardless how it finishes.
Not really a battle on track. So many damaged cars. Everybody's kind of spread out and trying to live through the end of the race. For now, it's still Justin Kane out in front, maybe putting a little bit more time between himself and Lima as we cross 31 laps to go. And the lights are on at Charlotte. Here under the lights. Hasn't changed much yet. Guys still running similar lines. Most guys running about high on the racetrack. We'll see if Justin Kane can make it to the end here. 30 laps to go when he hits the line. Started outside of the front row. It had some early issues. He finds himself leading the race here late.
Yeah, he did turn some very, very fast laps in qualifying, so we know he's got the speed here, and it's just been a consistently good day for him.
I've noticed Piedra has kind of fallen off pace a little bit. I don't know if he's got damage from what happened on the restart.
I think it is very possible that he does have some damage with the speeds that he's running at, unless he's just expecting another caution and trying to save what he can here to maybe not have to pit.
There's just so many damaged cars. I don't know how we could have another caution, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's hard telling. Every time we say that, we may end up with somebody exiting the pit road and kissing the wall.
True, we saw it the first time we were here at Charlotte. Great issue. Luckily, he hasn't done it tonight, though, so improvements.
Justin Kane has pulled away enough to where there is no battle box that will show for him. So he has turned it off and set his mind on putting down these fast, consistent laps. Clean air in front of him. He's not got another car to worry about until he gets to Nathan Bentley.
He is hoping that the race stays green.
Now, one thing to note is it may be small gains, but Mason Hausman is slowly reeling in Lima in front of him.
I noticed that. So we should have a battle for second here maybe soon. Piedra settles into fourth for now. Ron Holmes is dropping spots. Still in the top 10. I think he's in seventh now. He's in seventh.
I did talk to Ron a little bit last night. He said that he would be perfectly happy with coming home with a top 10 in this one. So if that's what he's going for, he looks like he's got a good chance considering, 9 cars on the lead lap.
Next time by, it'll be 25 laps to go, and Justin Kane is running away. Back here around Steve. We may have a battle for position. No, it's not for position. Sorry, Jared Sherwin was on pit road, but now it's about to be a battle for position. Battle for position number 5. Matthew Fleming's close to his back bumper.
This is not a position if
Sends
you're
it.
Steve, you want to give up really lightly. I mean,
He sent it in there on the bottom. Did not stick.
one thing to note, it is a wonderful thing to see Matthew. Well, I won't finish that sentence just in case.
Don't. Yep, I jinxed him a couple weeks ago. We will not jinx him again.
We'll talk about Matthew at the end of the
Another
race.
great run off turn 4, though. I think he's going to get Steve right here. Turns underneath him. Drives off into turn 1. Steve, I think, may have let him have it. Oh, maybe not. See what kind of drive Steve gets off the top. Fleming starting to slide up, slide up, slide up, and he gets the spot. So move Fleming to the top 5. So he'll start to try to run down Adrian Piedra. For the 4th position, move Ron Holmes back to 8th. He's been passed by his teammate Tyler Bentley. Who I believe is starting to close on these guys, so...
Yeah, we know Tyler, it was the pole sitter for this race, so he obviously is very comfortable with it. Just had a bad day in terms of getting caught up in cautions, but you can tell the speed difference between him and at least Steve here. As they pass by the camera, he is on a mission.
Yeah, Tyler's going to get to Steve. He's probably going to need a caution with any hope at the win, but he may be able to pick up some spots here late. See Derek Preston trying to labor around off pit road.
Looks like Nathan Bentley has just went another lap down at the front.
And he did. He just got lapped by Justin Kane. Not really much going on. This is the closest battle we have on track. Actually, the closest battle we have on track is probably these two right here, Piedra and Fleming, who has caught the 78.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see now at the nose of Piedra there. He does have some damage now. If he can if he wants to get a little bit risky here, he can throw some blocks and maybe keep a position, but I don't think it's in his best interest with the two guys behind Matthew Fleming getting ready to start bearing down on him with these two races.
Probably hang on to a top 5, maybe hold off Fleming as long as you can. Oh, he actually put some time on him right there. So maybe he's alright in 4th, we'll see. Started to pull away from Hausman just a little bit, and Justin Kane is gone. 3.5 seconds ahead of Zach Lehman in 2nd.
Yeah, this is about the race that we expected to see from the beginning. A lot of guys single file, especially with the new update. I wasn't expecting them to run high, but that seems to be the line for this track now.
Oh, was that Lima on pit road?
I believe it is. Zachary Lima has entered pit road.
5's on pit road. Couldn't make it the whole way. Okay, well that changes things a little bit now. Justin Kane is still leading, but Hausman 2nd, Piedra 3rd, and Fleming 4th. So now you're looking at 5th place Tyler Bentley. So I don't think he's going to have enough time to run down the leader, but he's going to have enough time to probably run down the next 2 or 3 cars.
And there goes Lima.
Secure himself a really solid finish. That begs the question, do the other guys have to pit too? I mean, I think we've run enough caution laps, I wouldn't think they'd have to pit. I'd be most uncertain about is Justin Kane.
They definitely should be able to. Looking at their stint length here, they're only 28 into it. I'm unsure of why Lima pit. He was just running 27 laps on that last stint. It may just be, well, it could have been something we didn't see. He may have kissed the wall a little bit coming out of turn 4.
There's a 78 and a 17 pitting. Okay, hang on. We've got a different race. I'm not sure the race leader can make it the whole way. Now you're looking at 2nd place Tyler Bentley. Excuse me, no, 3rd place Tyler Bentley. 2nd place is Matthew Fleming. Remember, they were off strategy. A couple of cars were on a different strategy, so maybe has Fleming picked the winning strategy?
Yeah, Tyler Bentley is actually only on lap 24 of his stint, so It'll be interesting to
Kane?
see.
What about Kane and Fleming? What kind of lap are they on right now?
Kane has just turned 30, and there is a caution.
7 cars on a lead lap, and Adrian Piedra getting the lucky dog. I don't know if he had a fast repair. Now, that's going to be key. If he had a fast repair, watch out. The 78's quick.
Oh, and it looks
Lima
to
stuck
me,
a lap down.
It looks to me like not only is Lima stuck a lap down, he was involved in
geez,
that
the
caution.
car's wrecking off turn 4. I think it's Ron Holmes.
Yeah, Ron Holmes, Derek Preston, Zachary Lima. Lima looks to be towing, I believe. He may be stuck in the wall. We're going to have to go back and see what happened with that one. We just talked about
Williams
somebody
on pit road. 19 of McGill on pit road.
We just talked about some of these guys kissing the wall coming out of the pits. That may have been what happened. I'm looking here for what might have happened.
This is a completely different race now.
Oh my!
To go. I'm hearing it was Ron Holmes. Maybe a little bit of a bold pit entry.
I am looking at it, and it looks like Lima just didn't expect him to be there on those new tires, sent him around.
New leader, Matthew Fleming, he doesn't pit. Matt Fleming did not pit. So Matt Fleming's the leader under caution here with 14 to go. So we're gonna let him cycle. The lucky dog. I don't know who it's gonna be. I have no idea.
believe it was going to be Zachary Lima and then Brady Shue. However, Brady Shue was also involved in this caution where Derek Preston did not slow up and destroyed the front end of Ron Holmes, sending him back up onto the track and into Brady Shue. I think the lucky dog may fall to one of these cars that are 2 laps down, get them back to 1 lap down, so they may have a shot.
What about Houseman and Piedra? They're 1 lap down.
That is true. We'll have to see. I'm not entirely sure with the way that shuffle happened.
Are we sure Brady was involved in the wreck? Car looks clean. He's sitting right there, 4th car in line.
I did see Brady absolutely run into. Now, I may be exaggerating a little bit. He definitely hit him going at significant speed, but I'm not sure how much damage it is going to do to the car. We're looking anywhere north of about 20 to 30 miles per hour.
So, assuming Brady was in the wreck, and assuming the guys behind him were not, Brady will not get the lucky dog to go to Mason Houseman in the 17th. I think.
That is a scary thought if you're one of these guys up front.
And that answers my question. Here comes Brady to pit road.
Yeah.
So it will be Houseman receiving the lucky dog, I think. Now, the leader is Matthew Fleming.
We can throw pit strategy out the window here. I definitely think Matthew Fleming has enough to make it to the end in this race.
Houseman's not taking his lucky dog, so it must not be him. Confusing moments here late in this one. As we pace with 13 laps to go.
Yeah, I am unsure. Now, it could be, I did notice that Mason might have been on pit road whenever the caution came out.
May not have a lucky dog then.
Yeah, we may not end up with one.
I'm telling you, we are down to not a lot of cars without damage. Fleming, Kane, Bentley, Gallagher has damage, I think. Porasek, Houseman, Piedra. That's about all the cars I can think of that don't have any damage.
Yeah, it's definitely come down to if you could have survived this race, you're in contention for it.
An update on cars calling it a night. Tanner Brooks, Jonathan Hammond, Eric Preston, and Zachary Lima.
It's unfortunate for them. We hate to see it. We wish all these guys could finish. We could go green the entire way with no damage, but it's kind of how it goes, especially now with what we said at the beginning. This new track, it's just difficult to figure out. These guys haven't had a lot of practice. Now, hopefully for next week's race at Indianapolis, they'll get a lot of time in with the new updated cars, but it's just going to come down to this one, I think. Who can run fastest? So pretty much all these guys have new tires. So
Fleming does not. That's notable. Fleming, although his tires aren't that old, they are older than everybody else. I don't know what the guys did on pit road, so
yeah, Matthew Fleming actually does have pretty old tires at 34 laps.
you will check here.
The main thing is some of these guys who don't have any damage and who are on fresh tires are going to be stuck behind some of these guys who do have damage.
Field comes off turn number 4. Fleming chose the high line, so gonna be old tires against new tires. 11 laps left in the Charlotte 255. Matthew Fleming, the control car on the restart. The restart zone.
Green's out.
Green flag back in the air. Fleming takes off. Justin Kane does not.
Ooh.
What a start by the 88. John Gallagher through to second. Look at Piedra. Piedra's flying on this start. He's up to third. Actually, no, he's not. He's a lap down. I forgot about that. Oh, we're 3 wide for the race lead. Oh, what a block by John Gallagher, though. No leader. Gallagher to the race lead.
We saw him turning fast laps at Las Vegas. This is his chance if he wants to win a
How
race and get
about
into the
this?
playoffs.
Oh, a little bit of a slide back there from Fleming right around Mason Hausman.
And Gallagher is
out
set
front,
sail.
ready to go. Bentley looking for second on Justin Kane. It's John Gallagher continues to try to stay ahead of the 12.
This is really going to show which line works better. You see Tyler Bentley diving down to the inside there. Now Justin Kane does get a pull from John Gallagher being on the high side, but
9 laps to go at Charlotte as they pass the line. Right now, the battle actually for the lucky dog spot is heating up as well. Piedra holds it right now, but Hausman is catching him quick. And drive off turn 2. Gallagher holds the lead by about a car length over the 12 of Justin Kane. And the 50 has said, the 50 is basically telling the 12, if you're going to get around me, you're going to have to use the bottom. 8 laps to go when we hit the line for John Gallagher in the 50.
this right here is looking like some dirt track racing. You cannot beat the car in front of you if you're running the same line there, and it's definitely not going to work here. So,
and Justin Kane's having a hard time beating him. Well, I think what Gallagher's doing, he's running the high line, so Kane can't run the high line and go right around him. He's mirror driving to the point that he's stealing the line of the 12.
yeah, you notice he's doing the same thing we
7
saw.
laps to go.
He's doing the same thing we saw Piedra doing whenever he was on that long run out in front. He's driving it down out of 4, getting a good run to the start-finish line. So it's going to be really hard to get in front of him here.
What a restart for Gallagher. And he finds himself out front at the most crucial time of the race. When we come around, 6 laps remaining in the Charlotte 255, sponsored by JCB Excavation. Still, Gallagher by a car length over Justin Kane, trying to break the draft. Kane is there. We got a battle for the win. Bentley, don't look now. Bentley may be saving his stuff. He's in 3rd. Go back to Steve Korosek to get to 4th place. And Matt Fleming is 5th, 7 seconds off the pace. We get another caution. Piedra is right now in the spot for the lucky dog. 5 laps to go at Charlotte. Still, Gallagher, 2 car lengths out in front of Justin Kane. Off into turn number 1. Kane goes down to the middle again, right around the seam, maybe running a little bit lower. Gallagher still right around the top of the racetrack.
gained a little bit on him there, a couple hundredths of a second, but he's going to need a lot more than that in order to get out in front of him.
Oh, a good run right here!
Oh, a little bit of contact.
Had to lift out of it, though. That's going to hurt him a ton. These cars are momentum-based. When you have to lift, it costs you a ton of time, and you can tell just how much it cost Justin Kane. He'll have probably at most 1 or 2 more chances at him. And look now, Bentley is closing the gap. Next time by, 3 laps to go.
We're going to see
Up
just
3
how
car lengths
hard
now.
Justin Kane can drive this car right here, and you can tell he is on it. He has already cut 1/10 of a second off of the lead.
I think he's going to get another shot at the 50. We'll see if he just... now he runs a little bit higher.
I
See
think
if he
he's...
carries some speed. I'm telling you, the way Gallagher's running the racetrack, he's going to make the 12 use the bottom. And here comes the 12.
Ooh, a little bit of a slingshot, maybe.
I don't know if he's going to be able to hold it, though. He's probably going to ride up the track.
Oh, you see them
Gallagher's
both
trying to get
sliding
back
up.
to the gas.
They are both
Side by
sliding up there.
side. 2 laps to go. Gallagher leads by a nose. There's smoke in turn 1. Brady's shoes around in turn 2. He's gotten it back moving. Hopefully he's off the racetrack. Kane on the bottom of the racetrack. Can he clear him? He does. Justin Kane to the race lead. Off 3 and 4. Flag man is waving the white flag. 1 lap to go from Charlotte.
Justin has just gone out in front into this clean air and pulled away.
Bentley now looking for second. That's going to be the battle. It's all happening behind the 12 of Justin Kane. And Brady Shoe on the apron couldn't quite make it back around. He was wrecked in turn 1. He started on the outside of the front row. Had some issues early, got back to it. Justin Kane wins in his first start at Charlotte.
And I believe, if I am looking at this correctly, Tyler Bentley, right at the very end, made a crossover on John Gallagher to take that second position.
Wow. What a performance. Justin Kane gets it done.
Had some naysayers out there watching, maybe.
So Tyler Bentley comes home in second. Gallagher third. So overall, a great run for him, man. He held off the 12 as long as he could. And an admirable effort for him today. Steve Korsak recovers to finish fourth. So after a bit of an off week last week, a solid finish this week for Steve, and he should take the points lead. And Matt Fleming comes home with a top 5. So a good finish for Matt Fleming. Can't say enough about the guy who finished 6th. That's Adrian Piedra. Ran an incredible race. He put on a show, and he proved that he is here to compete. He's got serious race-winning speed, especially at the 1.5 it appears. Mason Hausman with a good finish. He finishes 7th. John Price, how about that? Top 10 for Mr. Price today. He finishes in 8th. He weathers the storm at the end of the race and comes home with a top 10. Shane Weatherington with a top 10 as well in his first start. And Griffin Williams with another top 10.
Hey, like I
So
said,
Griffin gets another top 10.
Griffin is determined every week to limp home whatever car he is in, whether it be good, bad, beautiful, or ugly.
So a solid finish for him again. Nathan Bentley recovers to finish 11th. Brady Shoe in 12th. Jared Sherlin with a good finish in 13th. Alfredi Annie comes home in 14th. Ron Holmes ends up in 15th. So I jinxed the good run for him, but still he had some great moments tonight. He finishes in 15th. Zach Lima in 16th. Jason Kelly in 17th. John Hammond 18th. Clint McGill 19th. And Tanner Brooks rounds out the top 20. Last 2 cars here. Logan Ikra in 21st. Mike Lanfear in 22nd. Derek Preston 23rd. Zach Camella 24th. Red Gadot 25th. TJ Thomas 26th. TJ Roberts 27th. And Marcus Miller in 28th. We're going to get some interviews in here. We'll see who sticks around for one. I definitely want to hear from Justin Kane, and we'll see who else we can find here. Lots of storylines coming from this one, I'll tell you what. Lots of storylines. We will have to work our way through here. Let's see if I can find our race winner first, obviously. And I found him, so we'll grab him and get a word from him here. Justin Kane, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Sure.
Hey, man, how about that? What a great run for you tonight. You started on the outside of the front row and managed to come home with the W. How does it feel? And, what was it like tonight going through the field and getting the win?
You know, we were set back there in the beginning. We got caught up in a wreck with about 20 to go, so we had to fight back. And then at the end there, I just found some clean air. With the new update, it's pretty hard when you're in dirty traffic, especially at these mile and a halves. But I found some clean air, especially on the front stretch, and we were able to bring it on home.
Yeah, and it was a great run to do so, and it's your first start. So, what do you feel like what do you feel like you can do now that you've put on such a great performance in your first start, moving on from here?
Well, hopefully win a couple more, and beyond that, we'll see what happens. Make sure we get ourselves ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, well, definitely a really impressive run tonight for you in your first start with us, and we hope to be talking to you more as we go. Congrats on the win, and go celebrate it.
Will do. Thank you.
We'll move him back up there, and we'll go to our second place finisher, our pole sitter. We heard from him earlier, Tyler Bentley. So we'll get him real quick.
Everybody else had to.
Oh, Tyler, broadcast booth, you got me?
Yes, sir, I do.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to interrupt. You come home second there. Made a nice little last lap crossover move to get that P2.
Yeah, we were both driving hard there into 3, that's for sure.
Kind of looked like it was an up and down day for you. It looked at times like you were going to be the winning car, and at times like maybe it was going to be kind of an off week. So take us through it. How does it feel to finish second, and where do you go from here?
I'll take the second place finish. I'm happy with it. Stage 1, I just tried to save tire there, and we ended up into a long run in that stage, and fuel mileage was key there. So I ended up coming away with a stage win, stage 1. So happy about that. Stage 2, fuel mileage came into play late in the stage, and I stayed out a lot longer than most guys did, and I just had happened to pit right before the caution came out there to end stage 2. And then stage 3, had to use my fast repairs there, so I think it was the third to last restart I lagged way back because I knew I couldn't get be in any more accidents or have any more damage to the car. So I was good on fuel that last run we had before we had the couple late cautions there. I was good on fuel, but I'm happy with the second. That was a hard last lap. I didn't have much for the 12, but at least I was able to get second away from the 50. So not too bad of a day. I'll take it. Yeah,
definitely a good day for you after starting on the pole. We head to, I believe, Indianapolis next week. So as we go on, what are your expectations now that you've had another solid run? You're doing well in points. So what do you expect for yourself?
Just to run smooth and practice this week for sure. I have not run a whole lot at Indy, so a little bit of a learning curve for me next week. And just stay smooth, try to stay out of trouble, and run my race and see where I end up at the end of it.
Yeah, well, we will definitely be watching on from here. Congrats on the second place finish, and go enjoy it with your team.
Thanks, guys.
A second place finisher, Tyler Bentley in the 55. Overall, ended up bringing it home with a really, really good run late on in that race. We'll go to third place finisher, if I can, hopefully he's still around. John Gallagher, he is. So just a second, I'll get him. We'll hear from John. Hey, John, it's the broadcast booth. You got me? John Gallagher, broadcast booth. You got me, bud? Appears to be no for now. We'll check back in a minute. So we'll go to Fourth place finisher, Steve Korsick. We'll see what he's got here. Hold on. Hey, Steve, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Hey, yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, kind of an up and down day for you. It looked like you were going to be in contention there. You ended up coming home fourth, so overall a really good day, a really good points day with some guys having some rough times of it. So kind of take us through it, and how does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. I will take it. It's my first race, my first laps with the new update. So I was getting used to it the whole race. So
Yeah,
I'm just happy to bring it home top 5, man. It was just about survival. Lots of wrecks today.
yeah, definitely. And we kind of saw you getting a couple of those. I mean, what did you see with the wrecks? I mean, was it guys struggling with the update, or was it guys struggling around each other? Kind of, what's a view on that?
I think it was a mixture of both. The thing that got everyone the most, I think, is with the update, the smoke's a lot thicker, and you can't see through it anymore. So you're like literally blind. You can't tell where the cars are at. It's actually pretty cool, but it makes it very difficult.
Oh yeah, I would imagine so. We head to Indy next week before going on with the rest of the season. So, I mean, how are you feeling about how the season's gone so far, and what are you expecting for the rest of the season?
Season's going good, man. Good group of guys. It's fun. I'm looking forward to the rest. Keep my head down, try and collect points.
Well, you definitely did just that today. A good fourth place finish and an overall good points day for you. And go celebrate with your team, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, brother.
Now I think we've got John Gallagher. So give me just a second. I think we've got him this time. So we'll get John in here. We'll get to actually hear from him this time. Let's see. All right, John, attempt number 2, broadcast booth. You got me?
You guys.
Hey, man. Hey, what a run, man. A great restart there at the end, and it looked like you might have had it. 12 got you there just barely thin, but kind of take us through it. How does it feel?
It feels pretty good. Starting in the back like it did, had to get by a lot of these cautions. I got hit a couple times. Luckily, I saved my fast repairs and just made my way through. That's all I could do.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good run overall
Trying
for
to
you. It was
stay
fun to.
top 10 is what I'm trying.
Oh yeah, definitely no, and this is a good way to do it. Obviously, coming home with a third place finish, it's a good points day for you. And so, going from here, I mean, does it change your expectations? Kind of, what do you want to do as we go forward?
I want to stay up in the top 5 if I can. This next race is, I think, Indianapolis.
Mhm.
Most of the tracks I'm going to right now are the tracks I like, so I'm looking forward to it.
We are looking forward to it as well. Congrats again on a third place finish, and we will see you next week.
It's a Big 10-4. Thanks for the show.
Third place finisher, John Gallagher, and it's really good to hear from him. I mean, that last 10 laps or so looked like he had it. Just couldn't quite bring it home, but overall, really good day for him. And we're going to try to get Matt Fleming. I want to hear from Matt Fleming if he's still around. It appears that he is, so I'll try to get him. Because he finally got one done. Like, really got one done this time.
Yeah, like I cut myself off before, but it's nice to see him finally fix his connection issue and be able to finish a race and shows just what he can do whenever he gets an opportunity here to run the full thing.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he's got it fixed because he's clearly got a lot of speed. I mean, he was obviously led to that last restart. Couldn't get a win, but it looked fast in the last run. So I don't know. Maybe if he's got serious speed, he's going to contend at a lot of these tracks. So it'd be interesting to hear his perspective on it, and we're going to do just that. Hey, Matthew, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Well, you finally brought home another whole race. So we didn't jinx you this time. We thought we did a little bit earlier, but you come home 5th. You had a really good run overall. You're even leading late in the race, so kind of take us through it. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels really good. Really good getting the Beer Nuts car up here in the top 5. Just came down to a little bit of strategy and, just that late caution there. Decided to stay out. Figured to get at least a top 5, and I know he was on old tires, but I was kind of waiting for another caution so that way I could come in and get the fresh tires. But either way, pretty happy with the top 5. Had quite a few wrecks happen in front of me, had to avoid. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with top 5 tonight.
Yeah, and as we go on, now that you seem to have the connection issues solved, what are your expectations for yourself, and where do you kind of see this season going for you?
Oh, I see. Quite a few more top 5s. The goal is always to win, but late in the day, by the time you get through all these laps, a top 5 will be really nice. I know Charlotte coming in, I thought was pretty strong, but with this update, it was a little different, a little bit different to get used to. Normally don't run that high line so much, but tonight that's what we had to do. And looking forward, it's just going to be keep pushing and see if we get this Beer Nuts car up there in the victory lane.
Yes, sir, definitely. It's good to hear from you again. Keep your head down, keep working, and go celebrate the top 5. Thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you very much. Have a good night.
All right, well, that's our top 5. I'm gonna get a word from a couple more people who may not have had the greatest night. So I'm gonna, especially before this next one, I'm gonna warn you, this could go any which direction. We're gonna bring in Zach Camella. Zach, broadcast booth, you got me?
Yeah, I got you, Dawson.
Hey, man, you had speed all week. Qualified. It looked like you were going to qualify on the pole. Take us through it. What happened?
There was no shortage of chicanes out there on the racetrack tonight, Dawson. We definitely had a Charlotte Roval experience at the Oval. So it's just one of those things, man. It happens, especially with the new build. I'm trying to give guys a lot of leeway. And for the most part, I think there's some real quality racing. But, it hurt us in the point standings tonight majorly. I kind of shot myself in the foot a few times early on in the race. I got a speeding exiting pit road and had to work my way from 26th back up into the top 10 at the end of stage 1. So, there was a lot of things that could have went better for us, and there was a lot of things that just were out of our control. And that's really it.
Well, the good thing is you are already locked into the playoffs, so it's not a big deal, obviously, other than losing the points lead, most likely. Does it kind of change how you run the rest of the races, or do your expectations not really change that much?
No, like I said in the interviews I've done previously, it's all about going out every week and trying to win. That approach is going to stay the same throughout the whole year. But again, another great day for Bentley Motorsports. Tyler drove the wheels off of his car tonight. So super proud of him. Nathan was running some real good laps. Brady was up there until he blew the engine at the end. But, Ron Holmes even was up there. He was running the best race of his full pedal jacket career so far. So, one of those things. Super proud of our team. Super proud of how far we've come since the beginning of the season. And I could care less about the points lead. I'm just focused on going out and winning Indy.
All right. Well, definitely, as always, optimism from you and your guys, and really go enjoy it with them, and we will see you next week in Indy.
We'll see you.
I don't know. We have 4 more guys to do. We can do all of them. I'm a man of the people. I like to consider myself a man of the people, so we'll get to try to talk to all of them. This is the guy I want to go to first. Talk to him before the race. I want to talk to him again because he got another top 10. We're going to grab Griffin Williams. Griffin, broadcast booth, you got me?
I got you. What's up, guys?
Man, another top 10. You limp it home there, 4 laps down. You kind of tell us how you did it. You kind of had to just do the same thing you did last week and labor it around to another top 10.
Listen, I told myself before the race, I have no fear. I'm ready to die. So, 1 foot in the grave, I just limped that baby home, didn't give up. Got caught, and I swear, every caution, damn near.
It sure seemed like it, yeah.
So, unfortunate there, but I just told myself, hey, everyone's going to be wrecking. The new update's crazy. Just survive, make it to the end. get as many points as you can, and that's what happened. Limped her home and took a 10th place finish. I'm proud.
Yeah, so another top 10, probably going to gain maybe a couple more spots in the standings. Some guys having some rough nights tonight. So moving on from here, I mean, now what? I mean, what's the goal now?
Just keep top 10s. Just keep finishing in the top 10 and try top 5 maybe. Just keep gaining those points. Try to lock in a playoff spot.
Well, we will definitely be watching from here, and we are excited for you with another top 10. Go enjoy it with your teammates, and we'll see you next week in Indy.
All right, thanks, guys.
Always a happy word with Griffin, at least the last 2 weeks. Another top 10 for him. I'll tell you what, he labored to get it. There was no shortage of work to get that done tonight for him, and same with last week. He's a guy that's going to fight until the very end of the race if he can. If the car's still running, he's going to still be out there running it as fast as it'll go, trying to gain as many spots as he can, and that's going to help him a lot as we get closer to the playoff cutoff. I mean, he's already top 12 in standings, and he probably will gain some more points after a 10th place finish tonight. So it's good to hear that he is keeping his head down and he's going to keep working for it. Still a few more guys to go. I applaud you if you stayed with us this long. We're going to go to Mason Hausman next.
The weapon.
Well, some may call him that, yeah. And we'll see what he's got to say about it. It should be a very interesting interview, by the way. Hey, Mason's broadcast booth. You got me?
Hello?
Mason's broadcast booth. You got me?
Yep, I got you.
All right. Well, kind of an up and down night for you. It seemed like you were either up at the front or caught in somebody else's mess, or it's kind of a mess you were at the front of. Tell us what happened. Take us through it.
It was like you said, it was kind of confusing. Like towards the beginning, I had some good luck. I think I finished top 10 in the end of the stage, but that second stage, I don't know what happened to me. I got some really bad luck. I got caught up in some mishap on pit road, and I was a lap down after a caution came out, and I just had to run up. And then stage 3, I managed to get myself back up there on the lead lap, but of course, bad luck hit me again. And towards the end, me and the number 78 car got the worst of it and went a lap down after the caution came out.
Yeah, definitely. It was good to see y'all recover anyway for a couple good finishes there. And as we go from here, obviously some positive momentum, kind of with some good finishes. So, what do you expect to happen after this race?
It's kind of hard to tell, but I'm really hoping to get like a couple more top 5s, maybe try to get a win so I can get myself locked into that playoffs position. But right now, I'm just really happy to be on a new team, the SMS Racing. They're really good guys, and I really enjoy racing with them.
Well, that is certainly great to hear, and we hope that y'all continue to improve, and we will talk to you next week in Indy.
All right, thank you.
That was Mason Hausman. I believe he finished 6th, if I'm not mistaken. Either 6th or 7th. He and Piedra were running right together at the end.
Looks like he finished right behind Piedra in 7th, so still
okay,
a top
7th. So, yeah, they both got top 10s. They were both a lap down. They were both fast cars. If they'd gotten another caution, it may have turned out a little bit differently for him, but alas, it ends up in the top 10, so you can't ask for much more than that. We're going to go to Mason's teammate now, another member of Supreme Motorsports, their newest addition, Shane Weatherington. Weathered through the race, that's for sure. Seemed like he was always in a wreck, too. And lots of guys tonight just seem to be wreck magnets, which is really unfortunate, but he labored through it. We'll see what he's got to say about it.
Oh.
All right, so I actually pulled the wrong person in. This is Marcus Miller. Marcus, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, it was kind of a rough night for you. I mean, you end up finishing near the back of the field, so I kind of want to know first off what happened.
Well, we're talking about the wreck that I got pushed up against the wall so far that I got, absolutely wrecked.
Yeah.
Talk about that one. He ran me up against the wall. I gave him enough room where he could easily went past me if he wanted to. he ran me up against the wall so far, I hit the wall, came back down into him, and then I got it back together, and then he just turned me after that.
Yeah, a really tough situation turns into a tough night in your first start, but luckily still early on in the season. So, I mean, as we go, kind of what are you expecting out of yourself the next few weeks, and how do you think you're going to be able to kind of get some positive momentum going?
Well, what's the next race? Indianapolis, is that it?
Yes, Indy is next week.
So I'm hoping I can get at least top 15, if not top 20 would be okay, I guess. Better than I finished this race. That's really all I'm looking for. First season, first real league that I have joined so far, and I'm just really trying not to piss anybody off, and basically all.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can start to do that next week in Indianapolis, and I'm sure we will be talking to you eventually later on this season. So we will see you next week. Thanks for talking to us.
Yep, see you guys.
Okay, now we're gonna get Shane Weatherington. Sorry, I kind of don't know what I was doing. I just talked about the wrong guy. So now we're gonna go get Shane. So Shane, a member of Supreme Motorsports, their newest edition, looked to be fast. Kind of got caught in some stuff. Ends up with a decent finish, and we're gonna see what he's got to say about tonight. Hey Shane, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, it was your first start with us, and it was an okay night for you. I mean, it looked better at times than others. Obviously, getting caught in some other people's messes there. Kind of take us through it, and how do you feel about your finish tonight?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. In the last stage I kind of made all my moves, but in the first two stages I kind of played it safe just to kind of get used to league racing. In the last stage I kind of went risky with all pitting and stuff, and then I just ended up in 10th, and then I ended up in 9th. So I'm really happy with how I finished though.
Yeah, a solid end to the night for you, and definitely off to a good start as we head into the season. Still a long way to go till the playoffs. So, I mean, what are your expectations points wise? I mean, what are you thinking here for your first season?
I'm not sure yet, but I know I'm going to get a win. I know that's going to come this season, and I'm not expecting to make the championship 4, but if it happens, it happens. I'm just here to get some laps turned and see what happens.
Yeah, well, overall, a good night for you, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you later in the season quite a bit. And for now, we will see you next week. Thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
That was Shane Weatherington. Old words, man. He guarantees a win. So we'll see if that comes true. We're going to hold him to it.
Hey, I like that kind of confidence out of a
Oh,
driver.
I love it.
You should. I always say you should believe you're the fastest guy on track every race. If not, you're wasting your time. So it's good to hear somebody who thinks that they can get out there and win one before it comes home. And I mean, even calling out, hey, he expects to be up there, maybe even getting into the championship 4. So he may be a guy that we have to watch here and see if he can hold true to his word.
Maybe. And yeah, this is really great to hear some bold words. Okay, we almost got him before the race. Couldn't quite get him. We're going to finish with him tonight. We're going to get the first Slap Bandit, Derek Preston. And I'm going to just... Same thing applies. I have no idea what he's about to say.
Will be beautiful.
Hey, first Slap Bandit, Derek Preston. You got me?
Hey, I got you. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you. Well, tell us about your night, brother. How did it go out there for you?
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you about my night. It didn't go the way I wanted to, but I want to talk about somebody else. I want to talk about Michael Lamphere. Michael Lamphere, you want to come into the room and threaten the bandit. You want to come in and you want to say, just like you're some race whisperer, the only thing you're whispering to is your crew chief at the end of the dang race, because you're always ending in the pits. But you want to come in and say, hey, you're going to give me your address and all this stuff and that. You're going to learn, just like Stewart at the Cart-to-Cart 50, when his mother said he's only 5. When you mess with the bandit, you get the horns, buddy. Get her done.
Wow, bold words from you. I mean, is that going to translate to the next few weeks? I mean, well, what can we expect out of you here?
Hey, the only thing you're going to have to expect from the Bandit is the unexpected, because that's what I'm coming with week in and week out. And Michael Lamphere, hey, he wants to take me out behind the woodshed. Hey, let me ask you a question, Michael Lamphere. You got enough Ben Gay in those damn knees to rub on so you can get that 52-year-old body up and square up, buddy? Hey, let's do it next week. Michael Lamphere, I tell you what you're going to do when the first lap bandit comes after you, brother.
Wow. Well, really bold words from you. Expected no less. And there's not much else I can say about that. Hopefully we're talking to you in the next couple of weeks.
You have a good night, boys. You have a good night. Get her
you
done.
Too. Yes, sir. Wow.
I am speechless.
I don't even.
I honestly expect nothing less. I expect
I don't-
nothing less from the first lap bandit. I am sure after that performance, Radioactive, that's going to be coming out hopefully sometime next week, if not during this weekend, is going to be interesting. That's for sure.
Well, that race was something, and that interview was something. That's probably the only way we could have ended the night. Overall, good race. Good run by Justin there to get the win. A really good run. I was really impressed with Adrian Piedra, and hopefully he can kind of keep his momentum up. And to add on, I have learned just in the past minute or two, Adrian Piedra's start tonight was his first on iRacing in 4 months. So if we're seeing that kind of speed out of a guy that hasn't run in a third of a year, once he gets kind of the update and really just get back into iRacing, man, this guy is going to be a serious threat that everyone in the field needs to watch out for as we go on from here. About wraps things up from Charlotte. Next week, we are at the Brickyard, Indianapolis, for the 4th race of the season. Same times as usual, 8 p.m. on Tuesday and on Wednesday for qualifying and the race. I think we're doing 120 laps. Yes, 120 laps in Indianapolis next week, and we hope you are right back here to join us for it. Really, again, a solid night overall, big field, and we hope you all enjoyed the content as much as we did in here tonight. Peyton, you got anything else?
Only thing I have left to add is be sure to check us out on Saturday for the Win Steve's Tickets 250. We're going to be bringing that to you. It should be a really competitive race, especially with the new update. It changed up a lot with Super Speedway racing, so be interesting to see how hard guys are willing to go out there in order to win some real tickets to go and watch a real race.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a really fun event overall. I want to thank JCB Excavation Incorporated again, our buddy William Rice, for sponsoring us this season. And I want to thank our buddy Supreme 8 for the awesome introduction song he's given us for this season. It definitely gets, I hope it gets you all excited for the race. So definitely thanks to those guys. Other than that, we hope to see you right back here next Tuesday. Well, Saturday first for that big event. And then next Tuesday and Wednesday for our regular weekly races from Indianapolis. Joining the booth as usual by Peyton Jennings, our league owner. Big Hickory, Dawson Wise, and we've had Zach Camella join us here. We're about to go off the air. Did you have something else for us?
No.
Okay, that's no. Anyway, with that was Peyton Jennings. I'm Dawson Wise, and we will hopefully see y'all back here on Saturday and again.